Dr. Owusu Ocho is Dr. O for the 804 as the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia. I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O _ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin' in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. Now, this episode here gonna be special, and they laughing already. They know where I'm going with this. We talked about it off air. How long I've been trying to get y'all to come on this show?
It's been a while. 3 years.
3 years. 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. These young ladies are special. And like I told y'all, you know, it was like the day before y'all supposed to come on that Thursday, and I called you and said, "Man, BallinVA ain't no more." And I said, but I'll make sure that when I come back, whatever I come back, and in my mind, I won't come back. I'm going to bring y'all on first because I had you and April Robinson coming on back to back. And I said, all right. And now we here. 2 years later, we are here. I have Kara and Leslie Bacile, and I didn't do it in order of what they was. Well, actually, I did. I did the order because you was born first, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
3 minutes.
See?
I act older and more mature. You wouldn't know, but
See, this is how we started off, right? So this is what we doing today.
Get chippy already.
You know, see, I told this gonna be a fun one. So how y'all doing, ladies?
Good. We're super excited to be here.
I'm so glad that we finally got y'all in here. This has been like, you know, a long time coming. I told y'all change was gonna come, and we are here. And I just thank y'all for coming because this has just been like so long. I've been like trying to get y'all forever. But first I want y'all to say, you know, for my people, my loyal 50 people that subscribe, you know. But y'all want y'all to subscribe, like, and comment on the channel. We definitely need y'all to do that. It's very important. A lot of y'all watch, but y'all don't like liking it. Just tap it. That's all y'all gotta do is tap it. And then also I need y'all to comment because that get YouTube to kind of get behind it and stuff like that. So we tell you it's very important y'all do that. But we're going to go right into this episode. I am Lee Mary. Y'all can call me Larry. Y'all know who y'all here. Some people, y'all, whatever. HP in the house, Chesterfield in the house. This is what we're ready to do. Ladies, what's going on?
Not much. Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Oh, damn time.
I know. You made it.
I felt like y'all was ducking me like I had COVID or something,
no,
man.
I'm just shy.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Yeah.
And I said, man, these girls playing with me. Like, they really don't want to come on and sit with me. I said, okay, so I got to get some more people on here so y'all can be comfortable, right?
Yeah. You're figuring me out.
Yeah,
you got to break me down a little bit.
Yeah, I had RJ and the staff in here with my man. Shout out to Rick Stockel.
Rick, the man.
Shout out to Dr. O, of course. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sean? See, you made it in here, my guy. Him and Coach Angie over there. They're going to be on shortly. So, you know, but I just really thank y'all, man. I can't say it enough because I've been watching y'all for a long time, and COVID and everything is happening. You won a couple championships. You got the job, and we got so much to talk about. So let's go right into it. Y'all played at Monacan, right?
We sure did.
Okay. Y'all got to give us the backstory. Where did it all start?
Let you go. Let's see. We both played at Monacan. We both played for Larry Starr. And
Shout out to Coach Starr.
Coach Starr. I mean, without him, man, I don't know where we would be, to be honest with you. But both of us played there for Larry all 4 years.
What years?
Let's see. I graduated in 2011, so now you're 2008. Oh, 2007 to 2011.
Look,
We don't do math.
look, I knew, but I wanted to see what y'all
Yeah,
was
no,
gonna say.
see, I don't do math. See, you're setting me up now. I don't do-
Hey, look, my bad. I ain't mean to set you up.
Okay, yeah, we're good, we're good.
See, but she the oldest one, right?
Right. Yeah, see, I told you. Yeah, but she keeps me in line.
Okay, well, she keep you alive.
So we were at Monacan from 2007 to 2011.
Look, we got to keep that because Zach gonna keep me in line.
All right. Yeah, so everybody got to keep everybody in line.
Because see, my nephew graduated in 2010, Corey Bowden. So
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was on the basketball
Yeah.
team, you know, so he knows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I was following. Yeah, okay. But go
No,
get
it
the
was
story.
great. I mean, we 4 years there playing for Coach Starr. We also played AAU for him too, so we got a big old dose of Larry Starr, which was exactly what we needed at the time. But I think both of us being at Monacan, it becomes such a big part of your life. Like everyone there is like family, and that's like across all teams and the entire department and the school. And so just that time in our lives when we're coming up and things are changing and you're like a preteen and things are awkward and everybody comes together and it's really cool. So got to play really high level basketball for one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the state of Virginia.
That's an argument for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. And I mean, we turned out all right, I guess.
We turned out all right.
We turned out all right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
yes.
No,
Did y'all know that y'all want to be coaches?
That's one thing I'm gonna give Larry some credit for too. And again, like Larry, I think I speak for both of us in saying that like we owe Larry everything. And first off, he's got obviously a brilliant mind. He's a heck of a motivator. And
yeah.
He can get the most out of you, which is really big though. But I would say like part of it is part of the reason like I know why I coach and probably Kara as well was just basically because like, if I can make an impact on somebody's life the way he made an impact on my life, outside of even basketball, like for sure that's incredibly rewarding. But he was like amazing in the fact where like, Kara battled some injuries while we were in high school and I did too or whatever. And we also look at us. We're not the most athletic people, in the world. But
I know that's surprising.
I know.
I know.
But they end up being the best coaches, though. And always that happens, though. So.
Yeah, I'll tell
played
you.
with fire and played hard and bought in. He was great because he would take us with him scouting and he would sit through okay, this is what I'm looking for. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at that. And of course he's doing his own scout.
Right.
But
right.
already from an early age, kind of keeping us involved in thinking, bigger about the game. Matchups and stuff.
No, for sure. Because I think, let's see, I didn't play for 2 calendar years of high school. So my entire sophomore and junior season, no AAU, no high school, no anything.
Wow, really?
Because I had a back injury.
Okay.
So during that time, obviously she was still playing and I wanted to be a part of the team. So Larry just had me basically help him coach in a way almost to keep me involved and all that. So that's how, he kind of got us going with him to scout and all that kind of stuff. People were like, man, that's kind of weird. And I was like, I really like this stuff. I think it's really interesting, what we're doing. And you're suddenly looking at the game from the sidelines a different way than as you're playing it. So I almost felt like when I came back, even though physically I hadn't been going through the physical reps, mentally I was so much further ahead than I was when I wasn't playing.
Right.
Because I had the game had almost slowed down for me because you're listening to the scouting reports a lot differently after you're the one that's done them, right? And seeing how that actually does impact the game and all of that. And that was something that, he was huge about. And I can't thank him enough because at a time where he could have just been oh, she's injured, she's not playing,
right.
clap on the sideline.
He's grooming you, but you're not doing
Yeah,
it.
he still found a way to reach me and impact me in ways that obviously still go throughout my life, which, I can't thank him enough for.
I'm going to tell you, me being from Northside Highland Park and I went to John F. Kennedy, which, I'm still mad about that, Mom. I was supposed to go to John Marshall. I don't know why you did that. Watch that. But when, me and my family at the time, we wanted to move out to Chesterfield. Monacan was a school that I wanted to say, if I have a son one day, this is, and it's crazy because it was Tiffany Bauer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tiffany. And Monacan has always had, it's always been a girls' school to me. So it's just like when you think of Henrico girls back in the day, Coach Atkins, shout out, that's my coach, I coach for her. It was always Monacan girls, man, when the boys gonna do something, Monacan football was decent, but it was always about girls basketball. So now, for me, I was like, well, we're gonna try to turn that around. But, you had, the Tiffany Bowers, you had Coach White that was there, and she had her time. And then I think Larry came in after that. But he just kept it rolling. So how do you think that he managed to kind of do that? Because, you talking about people trying to sustain, try to get through the year. He did it for a pretty long time, and you guys came through that program. Did y'all want to play for him, or was it just y'all was zoned for Monacan?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
We were zoned Monacan, but I remember like my dad would take us as middle schoolers to go watch the Chiefs play. Like we lived right down the road from Monacan, so he'd take us up there. Oh, it's so cool. I'd love to play for him.
Right.
You know, and like Larry would come to our middle school games. He'd always go to Midlothian and Providence. That's where Monacan's
Yeah,
from. So you'd see him in the stands, and you're like, man, I hope I play really well today because he's here, right?
Right.
So it was always
Larry, if
building,
you're watching
building.
this, don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Kind of omit that
Exactly.
part.
Like, yeah, cut me on that. He doesn't need to hear that. No, but for
be
real,
that big.
you get so excited about that. And I think there's something to be said for that because he really made it big time there. And everyone was excited to go and play there. And then, of course, I mean, you spend 10 minutes in his practice and you realize, like, oh, this is next level. Like, this isn't your average high school basketball practice. And he's focusing on things no matter who's there, no matter the talent level, no matter what. It's the same practice, right? But it's the standards in which he holds you to and the drills that he's doing and the details. And those things, that's how it lasts over time. Now you need the talent to come through and all of that, of course.
Right.
But you know, when you get all that going, obviously you can see how well that turns out.
Yeah, because considering you had Bird, it was always about Bird. Midlothian was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I can't. You know, of course, Huguenot had
Huguenot
some
was
good
great.
years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, and to sustain that, and people say, okay, well, I want to go there because Midlo, they had some people. You know, they won a state championship.
Yep.
Shout out to Anna Prilliman, you know, when she won. But like you said, you know, for y'all to choose Larry, that was kind of special because he's put, and I want to give him his kudos, and I never done this, but he's put a lot of young ladies in school.
Really has.
And it ain't always a D1, you know what I'm saying? But he put you where he thought that he fit. And a lot of those girls I saw, it was the right
yeah.
place for him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be a special guy. So shout out to Coach.
I'll tell you how he got
us in the
how he got us.
Yeah,
in school.
yeah, I
He
did
got
hear the
us.
story.
So obviously, like I had missed 2 years totally playing. So I hadn't been on AAU anything. And basically, I was kind of like, hey, I'm like her. Like, if y'all like her, you're gonna like me. Like, we're
Basically our entire life. We're still
No.
In case y'all didn't know that
just
they
like
are
me.
twins, in
Nah,
case
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
may ask me something stupid.
Yeah, sorry. So, you know, he was just really working hard to get us where we want to go. So at that time, I mean,
I didn't want to go. We're homebodies.
we're such homebodies.
Obviously, I'm still at
Yeah,
Monacan.
Yeah.
Look, I figured that
You
out.
got the vibe. You got the vibe.
Yeah,
so we were
didn't
like
want to go to school.
dragging
No.
our feet. It came down. There's a few places that we were looking at, and Franklin and Marshall was one of them.
Okay.
And that's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And pretty much they were like, hey, y'all, like if you're gonna do this, you need to be test optional. You've got to apply early decision, early action, and that's binding. So if you got to do those two things, and then when you get in, you're good to go. Well, the day before.
But that means you had to go, right? It's
had-
binding.
yeah, it was
which
binding.
We didn't want to commit to.
Yeah, so we were like,
Too
so
much.
we talked to my parents. My parents were like, well, you know what? You know, trust your gut. It'll be okay. Do what's best for you. It'll work out. The morning everything was due. I think we actually
You
had
were in
Larry
class.
first period, in his class. And he's like, hey, you turn your stuff in. And we were like,
that's it.
yeah, right, exactly. And we were like, no. I was like, forget them. If they don't want me, you know.
They don't want me for me. Look how great I am.
Forget them. He's like, you're an idiot. So he was like, hold on. He put on a movie. He said, let's go. He went around with us to our teachers to get the
That
writing
morning.
samples. That morning, writing samples, transcripts, the application. We faxed it in from Monacan's
Had to
office.
be in by noon.
Had to be in by noon. We faxed it in from the office at Monacan. We both got in. It was binding, and that's where I went to college.
Yep.
Played 4 years of basketball.
Well, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that.
Just like that.
These are the backstories that people don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I say we owe him a lot, I do. We
owe him a lot.
We owe him a lot. But that goes back to it, right? And that's, I think, another reason why both of us, you know, we said we wanted to be coaches. Like, if somebody can impact your life so much with just a few decisions and just helping you along the way when you don't realize you need help necessarily all the time, but you do. I mean, what a great way to live your life and a great profession to be in.
How did y'all like Pennsylvania?
It's cold. And it stunk most of the time.
It's gray.
It was gray.
No, it's beautiful.
It
though.
is, it
It's
is, it
beautiful.
is.
It's just.
Grass, cornfields,
We
cold weather.
were in Amish country, literally in Amish country. It was awesome. So we were in
Exactly.
literally we were like trying to pass the carriage and buggy, but I will say F&M was awesome. tremendous school academically, which I didn't realize till I got in there too. And I was like, oh man, what if I signed up for it?
Like, I couldn't get in.
Yeah, like it was really, really good education and then high level basketball. And then Pennsylvania, we kind of wanted to, in a weird way, we want to be home, but kind of wanted to get away, right? So that was nice to get away. Now, like we said, it was cold, and we're not the cold weather fans. So we were like, no, this is a different.
It was a different culture.
The first time it snowed like a foot, and they told us, we were like, oh, class is canceled, and they're like, no, it's not.
Not up
like,
there.
Yeah, like, you better be in
that's
class.
it. Yeah,
I was like, forget this. What did I sign up for?
this ain't Chesterfield.
No, right? I was like, a dusting? Come on, we're out, right?
Wow.
So no, it was awesome. We loved it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So after that, you go there and you play ball. So during that time, y'all knew that y'all wanted to be coaches. So did you plan on coming back to Virginia, or did you think that maybe you have an opportunity elsewhere?
I mean, yeah, I feel like, I know for myself, I'm a homebody, right?
So you said you
like,
gonna come back.
yeah, so I was going to come back. So, for me, like, I wouldn't, I respect the
look at
college
nothing
game so
else?
much. No, like, for me, it's like,
Tell you what,
I
I
want to
need
be
a
home
push.
with my family, right? I need that push, yeah. I like to be where my family is. It's comfortable here, you know what I mean? And so it was a lot better just, kind of getting back to it, impacting where I was from, and not having to, like, dance all over the place, try and get people to commit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, I really enjoy what I'm doing, being able to teach in the classroom, but then also coach. And so that's a pretty nice balance for me, at least.
Yeah, no, I said I knew I wanted to coach, and I'd gotten into the Center for Sport Leadership at VCU. So that was going to be my grad program. Ended up having back surgery this summer. I got back, so I delayed that a year. But that's when I was able to help Monacan get on staff.
Okay.
And I guess that was Megan Walker's junior year that I was with y'all.
Sophomore year.
It must have been junior.
Okay, yeah.
And then after that, so then I started at VCU for the Center for Sport Leadership. And you had to have a GA. So my grad assistantship was with University of Richmond women's basketball under Coach Schaefer, which was super cool because, right, I played high school basketball. I played Division III, and then I got a really firsthand look at what Division I basketball is all about. And it was such a great experience, such a great learning experience, and loved it over there. And then from there, everything else went, I guess.
Was Michaela there?
And that was awesome. So we had grown up with Michaela too.
Right.
So Michaela was there at the time too.
Okay.
So it was awesome. It's like I had my little sister in the
Shout out
building.
to her.
Yeah, shout out to Michaela. Both Parson sisters. The whole Parson family.
Good people.
Good people. So yeah, having her there was fun too. So it was like we were back in the locker room again. So that was fun. It was a great experience.
Man, that's why I said Monacan is just a fan. Like I feel as though I'm kind of an extended fan because I live in the community.
Yeah.
But I sent my son elsewhere. I just didn't want to. I was mad at Providence. Some of the people hold the story. So, did y'all like Providence Middle?
We went to Midlow.
Yeah, we were mid-low.
Y'all went to Midlow.
Yep, we were mid-low.
Oh yeah. Did y'all beat Providence?
No, we. Oh yeah. We beat
We won the county.
Oh, see what I'm saying, Sean?
That's what I said.
You know what?
We won the county championship. Come on.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Kalia Johnson, We beat Kalia her eighth
Kalia.
grade year.
Y'all beat
Hanging
Kalia
Kalia.
Johnson.
That's my
right.
only claim to fame.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kalia.
Yeah, shout out to Kalia because Kalia, we already know what she did.
Exactly. She's like Kara.
the
runs
dog.
I'm gonna hold that over her.
Yeah,
No, you
I'm
got
gonna
to.
I'm gonna hold it over her. Yeah.
But she
She was like county, middle
what?
school, what? Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. But you know how it would go. But see, but that's what I'm saying. Midlow always had that because I remember Jaden Moore, she started off at Midlow.
Yep.
And then she came on over to the other side. And I was like, why did you even leave there?
Yeah.
To come over here. So I don't know, but But so when you guys came back and you first got this coaching staff night, when did you first started at Steward?
Let's see. It was 7 years ago when I started at Steward. So after I finished at Richmond, I was looking. Basically, I knew I wanted to coach, and RJ Spellsberg hooked me up. He was like, because he used to be at Steward, and Bruce, my boss at Steward and our current athletic director, he was like, Bruce called me. He's looking for a coach. I was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, Robin D'Onofrio is going to go coach, but what if you take the JVs? Like, just take it. And I was like, well, at that point, I still didn't even have like a job set. So I was like, I mean, I hope the hours work, but like, I'll do it. Okay. So I started there 7 years ago, coaching the JV team. And my point guard now, who is my senior, Tori West, shout out to Tori.
Player man.
She was my starting point guard as a sixth grader on JV that year. Wow. Little itty bitty thing. She's still small. You're not taller than me, Tori. But she was my starting point guard on JV. And so I started over there. And then Robin ended up getting the St. Gertrude job. Mm-hmm. And Bruce at that, he called me and he answered. He's like, well, you know, you heard Robin's leaving. He's like, so you're our new basketball coach. And I was like, well, wait.
You didn't even have to say it.
I said, hold on. I don't know if I'm ready. He's like, Kara, you're ready and you're going to take this job and it's going to be great. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe we should look. And he was like, go home, pray about it. I promise you're going to be just fine. And I was like, and RJ was like, you're an idiot if you don't take this job. Shout out to RJ. Thanks for looking out for me.
Man.
And I was like, all right, cool.
Family.
I'm all in. And took the job. And so this is going to be my 6th season as head coach of the varsity girls.
Coach RJ, he be hooking stuff up.
He does. He stays and, you know.
He knows. He got, like he told
He got
me,
the connection.
He was like, he said, man, you looking for a sponsor? He was like, man, you need to talk to Rick. I was like, Rick? And I was like, he
What's
said,
Rick do?
I was like, he said, no, he likes stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So he done hooked you up.
Oh, yeah.
He done hooked me up.
Yep.
Rick sold me my house.
Rick
Shout out to
Rick Stockel.
Man,
sold
Rick
us
the man.
our place.
Rick the
Now
man.
he is. He can do everything.
Rick the man.
Yeah.
So we got all of this stuff in common.
Yeah.
Here. See, that's what I said. That's what I told you.
I know.
So this is kind of perfect timing in this
Yeah.
sense, right? Okay. All right. Okay.
Full circle.
Full circle. So Leslie,
Yes.
when you got to, how long you been the coach with? This is your third season?
No, this is my second year.
This your
as a
second
head
year.
Coach. Yeah.
And how long was you an assistant?
I started right when I got out of college, so 15, 16 until last year. So what's that, 5 years? I'm doing the math thing again.
6
Yeah,
years.
we have doing that
No,
math
it's
thing.
not
Yeah,
math.
Y'all want
it's
that-
6 years. It's got to be 6 years, right? 7?
Yeah.
6, because then last year was your head
22,
job.
and then, so 6 as an assistant, and
Yeah.
then that was my first year as head coach. But I mean, I felt 110% prepared because I'd been with that guy even before I went to college. But then when I got back, so I was ready to go.
You know I'm gonna ask you a question, Coach Angie. I know we gonna get you on here, and I'm gonna ask the question. Did y'all know that Larry was gonna retire sometime soon?
Y'all,
And were all of y'all getting ready to say, you know what, I want that job? Because I know Angie, you've been with him a while too. So if y'all have to answer it, but I want to know. We want to know here.
Well, I'm not good with change. So Larry came, he was all tired, right? He was tired. He was ready to be done. He felt like his health had gotten, he had gained a lot of weight. He was tired. And he's frustrated with the COVID stuff. He's very systematic. And so not being able to have a normal full season was difficult for him. Also, he is retiring from the county. And when you do that, you have to, you can't coach the last year. You do it.
See, I didn't know
Which is
that.
this year, this is his last year. So he could have coached one more year. So we knew the time was coming, but didn't know exactly when. Well, he started getting frustrated at the end of that one year, and he's like, oh, I'm done. And we kept being like, okay, Larry. Because we know how
me
he
too.
is,
Right.
I was like,
Okay,
oh, you're done. You're done.
You gonna give this up, right?
Yeah.
And but I mean, did I actually think he was gonna do it? No, I didn't. But he did, and so which I kept being like, man, no, come on, you're good. You're not gonna be okay. He's like, I'm ready to just
technically
relax.
you didn't really want the job.
No, it's him. So, anyway, he ended up stepping down, and then, of course, now he's got the itch again. He's back at Blessed Sacrament because he can't stay
Yeah.
away. I told
I
you
knew
so,
it.
Larry.
Can't stay away.
He loves the game too much. He loves impacting kids too much, and so, yeah.
To give that job up, and I'm like, you
know.
had the job, you had the players,
Mm-hmm.
and to do that, I'm like, really, you gonna do what? So, did he handpick you, or did it? I mean, to be his successor. See, this is my thing. I'm like, okay, she has the experience because I guess she's been coaching longer. Then you got Coach Angie, who's been with them for a while, but then you play for him as well, and you've been on the staff. So, were y'all all okay with that? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
I'm sorry. If this is uncomfortable, let me know.
No.
'cause
I was good. We had a good thing going to Steward at the time.
Right.
I'd be walking away from a gold mine myself. So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm good. I thought she was perfect for the job. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I gave him some pushback. I told him he should stay, but no. But I mean, I was excited for it, and I felt like we were all kind of on board with it when that came down to. And I think that was part of the reason too. He'll say that he gave it up when he did because he was always looking out for me, and he was like, I wanted to ensure you had that job. I don't want anyone else having that job. And I was like, I can take care of myself. I'll be fine. But of course, people give him a hard time. He's a gruff guy, but he's a big teddy bear, and he's like, I just want to make sure that you're good and that you're straight. And so, yeah, he was just part of it. He's trying to make sure I was in there.
Yeah, because you got some big shoes. Unlike your sister here, she kind of walked into a situation where there was no, not saying that if the previous coach wasn't good, but like to come behind that and somebody who won 4 state championships, and you like, I don't want that job. Let me be the person after that person.
Yeah.
You get that. You be. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
So how have you handled that?
No, that's definitely difficult. It's difficult following a legend and someone the way Larry is. Larry just like, he takes over a room, like everyone looks at him, and he's an incredible leader and great at what he does. And so like, yeah, it's definitely difficult, but I just kind of have to like find my own, way of doing things, but definitely a lot of that has to do with him. Because again, I've been under him. I believe in what he's doing. It's proved it's worked. I put my own kind of tweak on it. Having those two helps me a lot, like having people you can trust with you, the larger community. And then Larry's always, can't keep him away to a degree, especially that first year.
Yeah.
Can I just come and sit and watch?
No, you do not need to come here because you said you was leaving. Go on about your business.
He's like,
right.
I'll sit in the corner like, oh no, Larry, we know you. No, you can't sit there quietly.
No, you can't because my thing is when it goes wrong. Next thing you know, man, I wish Larry Starr was here. He wouldn't have did that,
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But I thought that the noble thing for you to do, I remember when we saw you at the, it was state championship days. We saw both of y'all, right? And I thought that keeping a long-time assistant was very key to going into the situation because Coach Angie, she's been around. She knows the program, and then you bring in Sean, and you had Alex. There was a couple of people I might be leaving out, but I thought that was great because a lot of times people want to bring their own staff in, and they want to do it their way now and stuff like that. But you didn't have that mentality. You just said, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." Yada yada yada, stuff like this. What you're gonna get the coaching staff is here. We ain't gonna keep them no longer. So I'm gonna ask y'all, who want to go first? Whose staff want to go first?
Oh shoot!
I don't know if my whole squad's here yet.
So Chief Pride, let's go.
Okay,
Chief Pride.
Chief, we're gonna let y'all come on in here first.
Steward ducking out.
No, yeah, this is the first time we're gonna do 2 staffs at one time, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. So we're gonna bring the Monacan coach staff on in here. Y'all come on in here. We got Coach Angie in here. We got Coach Sean in here. Y'all have a seat in the chairs. Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, coming to you. Sean, you gotta spin that one.
Yeah, just spin that thing around, man. Look, what is happening, y'all?
How you doing?
Hey.
Y'all can introduce yourselves and y'all position. I mean, how many years y'all been doing it, and give us a little background about yourselves. Starting with you, Coach Angie.
Angela Norman. I've been here how many years?
Look, you got to ask that question there. You know you've been there for a long time.
Well, I started with Coach
Jada.
Ross. With
when Jada was a
senior,
junior, senior.
one of those two.
Couple
One of
years.
those two. But few years. My daughters both went to Monacan. My daughter Jasmine played on the state championship team.
Can I stop you right there? Can I stop you right there?
Sure.
Real quick.
Sure.
I love me some jazz. Listen.
Jasmine can play, man.
Let me tell you something. And I don't mean to cut you across. I get kind of excited. She don't get the credit that she deserved for that state champion. Let me tell you something. When she came into the game, she was a game changer. And I'm going to tell you, a couple of them championships, for y'all that don't know, if she ain't hit them shots, y'all be a couple left state championships. You don't have to say it, but am I wrong by saying that?
Right, 100%.
I used to call her Big Shot Jazz.
Yeah, man. Jasmine hit, man.
Because I'm telling you, that first one, anyway, you go ahead, because we can get into that. I know it ain't about you, about you, but hey, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm proud of my daughters. Both of them played. Under Larry Starr and responsible for a lot of what they do now, their work ethic and all of that, and the young ladies they're becoming. I started under Coach Rawls. I was always a vocal one in the stands. I've always coached. My husband and I have always coached our daughters. And when we got to Monacan, it was a cheering thing, because as a coach, you don't want the parents to be coaching from the stands because. One of the first Larry's always quote is, they're not going to listen to me because they'll hear your voice over everybody in the stands. So, like I said, I started under Coach Rawls. I was in the gym one time, and he was like, I need some help. Can you help me out? And then he talked to Coach Starr and talked it over with him, and the rest is history. And here I am.
And I know, I'm sorry, I had asked that question. do you ever want to become a head coach?
Maybe at some point, but I am content. Just like Coach Les said in the beginning of their set that I'm content with impacting young kids' lives.
Yes.
That is the crux of coaching for me, to impart something what I've learned over the years, just to give back. I mean, because what is it if you learn something and you're not able to give back? So to impact these young ladies' lives, to be able to impart some things that I've learned along the way, and some things, some of the mistakes that I've made, and be able to, kind of guide them. But this generation is a little bit different.
Yeah,
They're testing us.
But I mean, at the end of the day, growing up is growing up. And so at some point the ball is going to stop bouncing, and you're going to have some foundation. So we just want to try to impart something into their lives where they can come back and say thank you, And even if they don't say thank you, we know that we've done all that we could do to assist and help them, along the way. That's what coaching is all about for me.
And like I said, and this is the reason why, you need to have someone like this on.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when I used to come to the games, I used to see Coach Angie, like she was the one that's kind of standing on the floor, kind of watching, making sure everything was going there. And I was like, okay, she the one that's going to kind of keep things in line. I didn't know her personally, but I used to always see her out and about. I want to ask you, how much does she mean to you having her on your staff?
Oh, that's huge for me because, with Larry leaving, that's like a security blanket. You know,
Right.
obviously, like playing for him, all of that we had down to a science. And for those who know me, I don't trust, easily.
Right,
Like I'm very
right.
guarded. I know it's a personal issue. But
Yeah,
it's hard to
you
build
are.
my trust, And so like with Angie, Angie's been around the program for a while. Both her kids went through there, and then she was coaching with us there for a long time. So, big change obviously when Larry's leaving, and I'm like, oh no, who am I going to have to lean on, right?
Right.
And so thank God Angie was like, no, I'm in, I'm staying in. And so, Angie went up from JV and was my full-time assistant last year on varsity, which is, and again, it's kind of like a security blanket having Angie there too, because she knows the system. She thinks the way I think. We have the same ideas on like how we're holding these kids accountable, making sure
Right.
everyone's doing the same thing. So it's been like a perfect kind of seamless transition there. It's been good.
Coach Angie, can you give me, like I know you've seen her grow up and everything, and watch her, as assistant. Can you tell us, how do you feel? How has she done so far, with this coaching change from going from the assistant to head coaching?
Oh, absolutely. It was Larry is Larry. So that in being a part of his staff, being a part of his team. Like I said, my daughters were on his team, and I sat on the sideline to watch his work ethic, to watch, what he requires of his girls, and to see them go from high school to college, no matter where you were on his team, whether you were the starter or whether you were the last one to come off the bench. Everybody had to do the same things.
Okay.
So when he decided, like they said earlier, when he decided that he was gonna quit, we were like, he ain't. We'll believe it when we see it.
Yeah, I was like.
So when he did say, that it was time for him to hang it up, we were like, me and Les were like, he ain't leaving.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I didn't believe it.
But then when he did announce, and I knew when he announced because, he had already, said that, he's been grooming her, he's been grooming both of them for a long time to be coaches. And so I was fine with that. That was never my ambition to come in and to be the head coach of Monacan basketball, because I knew that he was grooming her to be the next coach. Well, I knew that when she came in, she played for him. She coached under him. So it wasn't going to be too much changing.
Right.
That because if it isn't broke, you can't fix it.
Transition makes a transition so much easier.
She has her own little wrinkle and she does what she does, but the program is basically she's doing what she feels like needs to be done. She's tweaked a few things, done a few things differently. But I always knew that when she was going to become the head coach, if she was going to have me, then I was going to be here because I'm supportive of the program. I'm definitely supportive of her, and she is the head coach that, you know, she's always leaning in to say, hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? So you always have some input, but I know that she's going to be that head coach that's going to be like, okay, we're going to do what's best for the program, or we're going to do what's best for the kids. You know, student athletes, you're that student first. You know, the teacher in her comes out more so than anything else.
Yeah.
You guys got to get your work done.
That's right.
Before you can do anything else. Because at the end of the day, you know, you use basketball as a tool to get to that next level, to get that degree.
Yep.
So you don't let basketball use you. You use basketball. You use the things that will leverage, because basketball teaches you a lot about life. And so when she said that, when I knew that she was like, you staying on, right? I was all in.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a question like, hey, we're good, right?
We're good.
Like, hey, you're going to be here, right?
You know, she does. She's an excellent head coach. You know, the X's and O's are there. But more so than anything, she's a person that cares about the kids, cares about the program. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. You know, if you're not going to put all in, it's not going to be. You can't be a part of the program. I'm all in. We're all in.
We're rolling.
And I love it. I love it, you know, because y'all keeping this train going. Because I told you, like I said earlier, you know, Monacan girls program has been good for at least 30 years, at least. Well, I can remember when I came out of high school in 1993, so it was rolling in. And to see it and move into this community and now and see it good, it gave me a place to go on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is. So
Sure.
I got something to do, you know. But I'm going to ask you something for a question. I should have asked you when your sister was on.
Uh-oh.
Do y'all kind of like competitively?
Oh,
kind of
don't-
like,
yeah,
you know I'm doing this, right?
I almost, when you said anything else,
Yeah, you know it was coming, right? Like,
course,
yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I did this, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I got this,
100%.
So y'all do this all the time, like, I mean, cause like y'all twins, like, I mean, come on, give it to us, man.
So,
You know, we need to know.
I'm gonna be a straight shooter. Like, I'm Kara's biggest fan. Kara, I think, is sometimes my biggest fan. But we're like, no, but for real, like, if I don't have a game, or, you know, boys don't have a game or whatever, we're at Steward, and vice versa. She's at Monacan. You know, she's a Chief, so, you know, she's always
Right.
there. So we're always supporting each other. So first off, like, that's great. It's all love. But we're all competitors too, right? So, you know, we've gotten into it a couple times, like, no, my squad beat your squad, well, let's play. What about this kid, that kid? Well, if I would have made this decision, we would have won that game. We've had some times, there may have been a time when Kara walked home from a restaurant because we were in an argument. There may have been a time. But ultimately, like, we still lived together. And she walked home, but we lived in the same place.
Right.
So what was she escaping, you know? So
Exactly.
anyway.
See, this is what we need to know on BallinVA. See, these are the untold stories
the
people don't know. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, I'm glad. See,
Yeah.
See,
they
I
down
knew. See,
here.
I told you it would take you a little bit to warm up.
Yeah.
That's good. I love it. I love it. You know, and you know I got to transition over to my guy. That's my guy over there.
Love that guy.
To get you. What made you choose him?
Oh, I'm so lucky too. So, you know, again, we're in this period of major flux. Larry's leaving. He's a legend. I'm kind of in a panic, right? I'm like, okay, you know, good. Angie's with me. Well, what next? And so part of it, obviously, I'm like, you know, racking my head, kids I played with, and, you know, recent players we'd had, a lot were still in school and stuff. So I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? So we're trying to figure this out. And at that time, Sean was at Providence Middle.
Yep.
And he was coaching there, and then I knew he had gotten a job at Monacan, and then it was a no-brainer at that point. So Sean and I, we went to high school together. So
Oh, you know,
we know, right? You know, so
I
you know,
was
we've
around.
been close for a long time, and like, there's nobody better. So I mean, I trust Sean. Sean knows the game. He played at a high level too. And then he's just like the nicest guy in the world. He's a good compliment to me and Angie, who can get real fired up, you know. And Sean brings like the calm and the balance in.
And you know, and Sean, you know, I'm gonna let you go ahead and say this, but he holds a very a close place to my heart. He knows why,
Yeah,
and we'll get into that.
sure.
But Sean, introduce everybody, let them know who you are. You've been on my show before. You know, I
on
interviewed
Zoom.
him. When,
Yeah.
when I was trying to get you.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you
Took
know
me
what the
time.
in your face, right? You know, but Sean, go ahead, man. Let everybody know who you are. We're on the bigger stage now.
Yeah. So, my name's Sean Armstrong. You know, I came out of Monacan in 2010. And kind of like you said earlier, you know, when I was playing there, I always felt like I was in a girl's shadow. Because
you were.
it's been consistent for the girls for years. My time there, you know, I played varsity 3 years, so we had a decent sophomore year, decent junior year. But my senior year, we lost 3 games. But I still felt like we were in the girls' team shadow. So when I had the chance to coach at Monacan, you know, I actually initially reached out to RJ because naturally I wanted to see how the boys look or whatever.
Right.
Then when Les reached out to me, I'm like, I got to be a part of this. You know, I got to be a part of the culture. I knew, you know, Coach Starr, he established something great, and I wanted to be a part of that. And one of my biggest regrets from my high school playing career is not playing for a state championship. I think we have the DNA and the tools and the players to get there, you know, sooner rather than later. So had to jump on the opportunity. Plus having the chance to coach the JV. My very first team that I coached at Providence were middle school girls. So a lot of my 8th graders that I had at Providence were on my freshman team. You know, Monacan
the
last year.
pipeline, man.
Right.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I already knew, you know, what I had as far as JV wise, and then with varsity girls, you know, it is what it is. You know, we have a lot of talented players. That's always the case. A lot of hard workers. So you know, I just had to be a part of it.
Coach Angie, you know I'm about to ask you. Come on, you gotta give it to me about Sean. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him.
I met him when Les said that he had a camp coming over to work with us, and so I first met him. I looked at him. I was like, "This is a big guy."
Yeah,
Big guy.
But after talking to him for like 5 or 10 minutes, Sean has got to be the nicest big guy that I know.
He's so nice.
But basketball wise, he is knowledgeable. He's always supportive. The girls are first when it comes to him, and he's just, you know, and he, like I said, he knows the X's and O's, and so he just fit right in.
Yep.
You know, it was a no-brainer when he came in. He was like, "Hey, I'm all in." Been all
Perfect
in ever
fit.
since.
Jumped right into.
And I thought it was perfect because he texted me. Me and him talked about it. And he's like, "Man, you know, I'm about." I said, "What?" And I was so proud of him.
I think you were the first person I told, actually. Yeah.
See, and I told him it was crazy because I was sitting behind my desk. I was ready to, you know, do a live or something like that when he got it. And I was like, man, this is dope because I watched this young man grow up, you know, from a kid that I watched at Providence, but I thought he was Carmelo Anthony when I first saw him. I thought he played like Carmelo. He had the headband and everything.
Praise all that.
And I said, he gonna make it happen. And to see him, you talk to his mom, and shout out to Coach Armstrong, his father. You know, is he still coaching at Armstrong?
He's at Armstrong, yep.
Still at Armstrong, your brother Huguenot.
Huguenot.
You know, so he comes from that tree, and just seeing this young man grow to be to who he is today, you know what I'm saying? I remember his wife now, but I remember he was chasing out the Jade, and I said, yeah, she out your league, man, she out your league. But you know, they stuck with it. I'm so proud of them, man. And congratulations too, man.
Appreciate
you know,
it,
your daughter Corey. So I felt like I just know him. You know what I'm saying? Just know him very well, but it was a perfect fit, and I'm just glad to just sit amongst family. This is my extended family, because even though I ain't have a child or even set foot into Monacan, but I just feel like this is just family because I just kind of know a little bit more. Yeah. But then we're going to transition into the season. I want to get in. I told you I want to talk about Coach Rawls and, you know, what he meant to the program. And I know he's close to everybody's heart. You know, Coach Angie talked to him, and it's his memorial tournament that you know, decided to do. Give us, can y'all talk about, we kind of went into that, and then we kind of, you know, got into the teams that everybody's going to be playing in it.
Absolutely. So we've been holding this event every year, and Steward always comes. Shout out to Steward for coming and helping to make this event great. But Larry kind of started it really after Coach Rawls passed away. We kind of sat down and were like, what's the best way that we can kind of like remember this man? And he was all over the place. Everybody knows him. He knows everybody.
Yep.
And but he touched so many lives in the classroom, but also obviously as a coach. So we kind of did a 2-part thing where we were fundraising money for a scholarship that we had in his honor at Monacan. Okay. And then also, you know, to just put his name in the sake of it, you know, just to kind of keep his name alive and his memory alive. So we've continued that. It's been awesome. It's like the kickoff week into girls basketball, which, it just makes me laugh even thinking about it, because, you know, he's always fired up. He was excited. I'm like, calm down. He's like, no, let's go. It's time to play. So, like, you know, it's kind of it's the perfect timing as well. So we've got 6 games,
12 teams from the area, and it's always a great time.
Talk
So,
about some of these teams, because I talked to Coach Jay Jones,
Yes.
the new head coach over there at
Yes.
Glen Allen. He said, "Yeah, make sure you put a plug in for me, man. Let
Good guy,
them know that
man.
we're gonna be playing it this year." So talk
Yeah.
about some of these teams that's gonna be in it.
Yeah. Glen Allen has over the years, they've always been one of our biggest supporters. And so, with a change in leadership there, I was like worried. I was like, oh man, I really want Glen Allen to stay because they've got, a really strong program. And Jay was great and being like, bending over backwards to basically be like, oh no, we're there. Because he was actually double booked that Saturday and was like,
Yeah, he
no,
was.
I'm going to come to yours. So don't let me
Yeah.
make this clear. Let's talk on the phone. And so I really respect him for that, for like seeing the value in it and honoring that commitment and kind of keeping with us for that. So we were actually playing them. We're at the 8:00 game.
Oh,
I know, it's going to be a good game, man. It's going to be a good game.
Oh, see,
I know. I'm sorry. I put you in a bad position.
Yeah, you put me in a very bad position.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
me and Coach Jay talked about. We was like we talk all the time. We talk like once or
Yeah.
twice a week, and the same day as Princess Anne
Yes.
tournament.
Yep.
And he was scheduled to go there.
Yes.
And he said, well, the previous coach, I had him on at Glen
Brennan.
Allen, Coach Brennan. And he said that he gave y'all his word that he was going to play. So Jay said, I'm going to go ahead and honor that.
Yeah.
Because I know Thomas Dale and all of those girls are going to be in and stuff like that. So it messed because I normally come. And y'all put me in a situation like
It'd be a
y'all
fun
making
time.
me choose.
I
Well, we
know.
family,
Y'all
remember?
making-
But we know.
We family.
Yeah, y'all see, you see what
Yeah,
they did, right? Look, y'all see what they did. See, then you put me on the spot now because on camera. Because if
Yeah.
I don't come, you know what's gonna happen now, right?
Yeah, we're
See, this is what it kind of is, see, y'all know I got this infatuation with those two girls over there at Thomas Dale.
the players.
Savannah Dawson and Nyla Wilson.
We got players
what I
too.
kind of.
We got players.
We got-
I know.
Gym is gonna be packed, man.
See, y'all kind of put me in a situation, kind of like I already kind of said it, because. But then you got a Merle, shout out to a Merle, because me and Big Wallace, her dad, we good peoples, and I'm like, okay, he said, man, you gotta come see Merle, man, you gotta come see Merle. So, you got Trinity Jones, y'all really want to do this to me?
Yeah.
Y'all really want to do this to me?
Yeah, Steward's gonna be there. So
Y'all really want, and then,
Yeah.
and then you can bring in Stewart.
And Stewart,
Then you
they're
bring
playing
in-
William Fleming. And they played Bird last year in the
It's a
state.
no-brainer.
Y'all
It's
really doing
tough,
this to me.
man.
It's
It's
a
gonna be a
no-brainer.
good tournament.
It's a
So
no-brainer.
y'all really doing this, and then I got Sanaa Green coming in here on Wednesday. This what y'all really doing to
So
me?
look, Sanaa Green and I, tell
This
us
y'all
about
really doing to
something.
me? So y'all going to say, okay,
You
okay.
already know. Then
Yeah,
it's
you already
already,
know.
it's
December
already set in
2nd.
stone.
Ladies and
Saturday,
gentlemen,
December 2nd.
ladies and gentlemen, we have this is what we call a failure to communicate. see, this is what they doing. They put me on the spot, so if I don't show up, they're gonna call me out, right?
100%. It's a good time though.
I'm gonna make a game time decision on this. You know what I'm saying? We'll do this stuff.
All right.
But
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a good time.
I know it's gonna be great because
You just
last
sit
year
in
was
one
great.
spot and watch all these games. It's
Yeah, you
amazing.
have Highland Springs normally
Yes,
come.
they're not
Are
coming
they
this
playing?
year. No, they're
Okay,
because
so
they're a
spring.
football team. They're expecting
Yeah.
to be playing that Saturday.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, and I'm gonna be on
So
the
they wanna be
sideline
there, too.
too. See what y'all doing to me?
I know it's a lot.
I'm spread all
lot.
over the
But remember,
place.
we the 8 o'clock. We the 8 o'clock game.
But we're the 8 o'clock.
It'll be the 8 o'clock game, right? So
Yeah.
I can,
Yeah. You gotta get it by 4:30 first. That's right. Spartans play at 4:30.
Charlottesville to Richmond to
Make it
Virginia
happen.
Beach.
Make it happen.
So it's not gonna
Easy.
go. Okay.
Let me see.
See.
45 minutes, 2 hours.
See, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to make any promises nor commitment right here. We're not going to do
Why?
this, but I want to just say, well, I'm going to figure it out. But listen, what we going to expect from these young ladies? Because last year y'all got to what? How far did y'all make it last
We had a first round bye in the region, and then we got upset by Hanover. Hanover knows I'm still mad at Hanover for that. So, but right, no, we had that
Payback is coming, though.
conversation today too. That we have all the tools here. We're working our tails off, and so much of that is like, what do we have to do to take that next step to win
Yes.
this region, to get control of the region again?
Yes.
And so that's fresh on everybody's mind. They felt it. That they definitely felt that one last
That was a big
year on our
disappointment,
own court, And so hopefully, that kind of resonates where you're older, you're more mature, and so we can kind of handle some of those pressure moments a little bit better and take pride in our preparation a little bit more and we'll be ready to work.
So let's talk about, okay, so I know you got Amira Washington, and I've known this young lady since she was a kid, you know, her brother Wallace, shout out to him, won a state championship.
Shot Wallace.
You know, big shot Wallace.
Big shot Wallace.
Hit that shot, you know, that don't get a lot of credit, but you hit that shot.
Big shot Wallace.
Yeah, you know, that shot put y'all in that game,
100%.
you know. And I've seen her, you know, maturity level, watching her play from the 6th grade all the way up to now. And now she's a senior now, right? Dang, that is crazy. I'm getting old, man.
I don't know about you getting old. I'm getting better.
Look, I'm with you, Coach. But you know, just watching her maturation. I saw her play this summer. I saw her play in Maryland. She played with
Cap City
with Coach Starr. They shout out to Coach Starr. We can get them on as well. Talk about how y'all seen her develop over the years, because now it's her show.
It's her show.
It's her show now.
Yeah.
Now y'all know Daddy gonna be in the stands. You know, Merle. You know how he do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all already know. And Trinity Jones and something. Talk about some of the other players y'all got going.
Yeah. No, Amira's great. Amira and Trinity are returning as captains, and they're both great kids, you know, on and off the court. And that's the thing that's so impressive too. It's easy to talk to college coaches about those kids because they're so great in the classroom and they're involved in so many other things on campus.
Right.
And that's what you want. You want these kids who like lead in our community and lead in our school, but they can also just flat out play. So Amira, no, it's fun with Amira because, you know, Amira's got a great sense of humor. And so like Amira and I can kind of go back and forth a little bit. But she also, like, you know, I think she has really taken time to try and work on her game too. And is kind of trying to soak in what, you know, we're preaching to her and coming into the lane with more control and going off 2 feet and developing the outside shot. And so, like, I'm looking for a really big year for her, which, I mean, she was all state last year.
Yep. And second team all state.
No, man. No. She was first team all
Oh,
state.
I'm sorry. She was first team
she
all
was
state,
first
second
team
team
all
all
together.
Metro.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for correcting me. Yeah, I'll mess that up. Yeah. I was surprised. Because
I know.
her dad called me and said, man, Mira made all state. I said, what? And I was like, wow. And which that for confidence level.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I know they get bragging rights in the house because Lil Wallace, you know, he was the scorer. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so I know that's going to be crazy.
And she's all around with her stat line, which, like, not just, you know, she obviously was our leading scorer, but she also, I mean, she was, you know, 4 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, and she's she was great. And then Trinity Jones, I tell people all the time, I feel like she's kind of a hidden gem. I mean, the kid is so athletic, but also has such a high IQ. I mean, she's in control the whole time. She's very poised. And so, like, you put her on anybody, she's going to lock anybody up. And she takes pride in that, and she is great at it, but she also can just go to the rim. So I'm looking for her confidence to step. She was a sophomore last year, so I'm looking for her confidence to really take a step and for her to be much more aggressive offensively, which she averaged like 9 last year. But I'm expecting more from her offensively as well. She can play.
Coach, so I was going to ask y'all coaches, y'all can kind of give me, you know, piggyback on what she said about the coach. I'll start with Amira first, and then you can go into Trinity, Coach.
Absolutely. I mean, she's the point guard, so she's the extension of the coaches on the floor, and so she's that floor general. And you know, like she said, we've been working on her getting to the cup, you know, kind of the stop and pop, you know, getting that part of her game, you know, incorporated into her game. But yeah, she's gonna be something to deal with.
Okay.
Trinity, incredible motor, can defend, can flat out take you to the cup. You know, has a little mid-range game, so she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah. So those two.
Lila Donnelly.
We got Lila Donnelly, Sophia.
Those are 2 other real strong players.
Yeah. So, you know, all of them can defend.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that's key.
So,
I think Trinity and Amira, like, I'll put them against anybody in the state defensively. I think Trinity can guard 1 through 5. Amira can guard 1 through 3.
We've seen that.
Yep.
I was talking to Les over a workout. I'm like, we might have to look at Trinity as some backup point guard too. I think she can play all 5 positions because she's a walking mismatch.
Right.
You know,
right.
If a guard's on her, put her down low. If a big's on her, let her blow by her.
Sure, that's not to forget about Lila Donnelly.
We want to get it all here. We need to know.
And Zoe, you know, Lila, she shoot the lights out the gym. You know, you give her an inch.
Yeah.
But
and with her confidence, I think her confidence this year, again, she was another sophomore last year. She averaged 9, but I think she's going to come back with, you know, again, a little bit more confident in herself, comfortable with what we're doing. and hopefully a little bit more assertive offensively. And then Zofia Enriquez, another senior guard, she's just been working her tail off. I feel like that kid in the weight room.
I love Zoe because
Zoe's a worker.
Zoe, she last year could have been a starter on any team in the region.
Okay.
But she came off the bench for us and never complained, never pouted. I talked to her a couple of times, like even though you're not starting, like you're still a key part of this team. We win games because of you. And I think she really bought into her role. So this year with her being a starter, I think she's gonna have she's gonna explode this year.
You know, I got to talk about the competition that y'all gonna play against, right? Because I've been getting calls all stuff. Yeah. I can't even get my work done without people calling me about what's going on. Yeah, we know. Forget it. I love it. I love it though.
Love a good challenge.
Now I've seen Simone Newton transfer from Cosby on over to James River, and we got the second coming of Caitlin Clark from what what they called me. They told me with Laney Grant. That's all they've been saying to me for the last week or so. But I ain't the one to say nothing. Her daddy was mad at me when I had said that Nyla Wilson I thought was a little bit better because she played defense. But that's okay, Mr. Jeff. We cool. I ain't got nothing against Laney. Me and Laney, we good. So over here. But anyway,
and she'll tell you. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So you got that duo. She lose Arshay Jackson. She bring in Simone.
And they still got like Kat Schultz on that team.
You know what I'm saying?
He's tough.
That's what I'm saying.
Eldridge coming in there.
And now they're going down from 6 to 5.
Yep.
So now then you got Big Mia and the girls. You got
I wish you graduate Mia.
Right. Look, you got Big Mia.
Take the year off.
Look, exactly. Look, Mia, can you hurry up and go so these people can do what they got to do?
Reclass to 23. That's what she should have did.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm expecting Cosby maybe take a step back. But then you got, Chevette going to keep a team, over there with LC Bird.
Yep.
So where would y'all stack up, with these heavyweights now? Because, that's y'all play them twice a year.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too, with us being a Division IV, we're playing 5s and 6s all
right.
These big powerhouses. And so that's the thing, like kind of keeping things in perspective. And, we've talked too, like we can't get down if we drop a game or two here, especially if it's to one of those powerhouses. We're going to battle, we're going to come out, we're going to try and win those games. And those are going to be hard games to win. And you should want to play in those games.
And it's going to help you long term.
Exactly.
To deal with the Hamptons reigning champion. Shout out to Coach Bailey down there, but it's going to help you.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just kind of want to kind of get y'all.
Yeah, and the Dominion district, I feel like, is,
as a whole,
is tough. Like,
right.
I would rather play in my region all day than play in the Dominion district.
Right.
Because like you said, from top, it's just tough. And they can sneak them past you, but, there's no question. Manchester, they finished second in the state last year. They got and they should have won that game. That was a good game.
Won the game.
And they have a good chance of winning it this year.
Hold on, can you say that part again?
Man, I don't mean to.
No, because I'm just saying.
You were there, weren't you too? Were you there at that one?
No, I won't there, but
okay.
I just.
They're good. They're a great team, but they were young, so like they have almost the same group back with that maturity. That to me makes them like the favorite in 6A right now in that game.
Yeah.
And then so they're tough. And then again with James River, who's going to be a powerhouse, reloaded, and then they've got Laney Grant, and Laney Grant is one of the best I've ever seen. There's no doubt about it. The kid can play. She can score the ball.
What'd you say, Coach Angie?
She flat out shoot that thing.
I remember telling Les the first time we played James River last year. I'm watching. I'm like, I need to find something that I don't like about Laney.
Right.
But there's nothing. Like, she does it all.
She does it all.
She can score at all 3 levels. And she lets the game come to her. Like, you're not gonna take her out of her pace. She lets it all come to her. So
but let it be known, it's gonna be tough for her.
Oh, for sure.
We're gonna make it work.
We're
gonna make it work.
Oh, you're gonna make it work.
Let it be known.
One thing about our girls, they're not gonna back down from anybody. Like, they look forward to those challenges.
And this is what I want everybody to know, because I've been telling people, I said for the next 2 to 3 years, we're gonna be good when it comes for girls basketball in our area, because again, it gets overlooked by the boys. And to me, I think the boys has took a step back because it's only a couple teams that you have. But starting with you guys got, like I said, you got to do all of yourself. So then, like I said, Dominion District, I probably want to say probably the toughest district, just off top of my head just right now with the competition that y'all got. And like I said, it's going to help y'all going up against the Eastern Views and the Hamptons and stuff like that. So with all that being said, what is the expectations and what is the end goal?
Oh, we're always trying to win. So our goal, is to win a state championship. We were talking about today. We're like, there's no doubt about it. Our goal is to win the region. Our goal is to win the state, no matter what that takes. Now, it's incredibly hard to have a perfect season. Everybody knows that.
Right,
And so
right.
it's just about trying to, weather that adversity. How are we going to like mentally handle those types of things? So, I mean, I think we stack up. But I do think, Manchester and James River, I think, are going to be two of the big ones to beat this year, and at least in the Dominion District.
Okay.
So we're going to take a good shot at them.
All right, well, I'm going to get y'all out of here on this. We're going to do a quick, I'm going to name some players, and y'all just kind of give me, I know we kind of went through some of them real quick, but I want everybody to hear it so it don't be no hateration or no holleration in this dancery. 'Cause we don't do that over here. You know what I'm saying? Because people, deem me as a hater a little bit because I be honest. But, and I'm going to kind of go through, I'm going to say a name, which we already talked about him. But let me start with the number one, the player that everybody knows about, Laney Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to me.
Laney Grant, and kind of like what Sean said, man, like you want to find something to dislike about her because you want to like make that your enemy, but you can't. The kid outworks everybody in the state. The kid, and we threw everything we could at her last year. And Trinity Jones, I think, is elite as a defender. Yep. We had Trinity try and take her out and, try multiple different schemes. Yep. And kid still was just poised, strong, can handle the ball, and that's testament to her work level. She's just elite.
And then after the game, smile like you're shaking.
Right. Like, hey, good job. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to drop 38 on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I had to do that, but that's what it is. Let me, hey, Laney, I'm sorry. UNC commit Laney Grant. Like, Power 5, Laney Grant.
Yeah.
But
tough.
she's tough. She doesn't get rattled.
No.
Very poised, mature.
Very much poised. You just gotta continue to just throw things and people at her. And try to make her work just as hard on offense as she does on defense. So I guess the coaches will put her on somebody that
Yeah.
But she's gonna work hard on offense, and she's gonna keep moving, and you can't blink. Otherwise, she's on the other side of the court, knocking down one of them threes like and then she's going back down the floor.
Just jog back.
Yeah, it's crazy. What you say, Sean?
Yeah, it's just to piggyback on what they said. You just can't get rattled because she's gonna get hers. So this is one of the things where she's gonna get hers, make the other four try to beat you. But like I said, I'll take Amira and Trinity, to contain her any day of the week. Just because that's how much confidence I have in specifically those two.
Shoot, don't forget about Zoe.
Yeah. So definitely. But Laney's a dog. She's a beast, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to her teammate, Simone Newton.
That would be, that's going to be a different dynamic, too, that definitely brings
Y'all got y'all work cut out for y'all this year.
But so do they.
But they gonna have to.
No, I'm talking about, yeah, right. No, I'm not saying that. See, now, if I had them here, I could do that, but I'm just speaking, I'm not discrediting y'all by any means. No, it's just game planning. Like,
that's going to make it difficult. They're loaded
because
from top
you
to
think
bottom
about
right
it.
now.
And the reason why I say that, because you got some conference to say, okay, they're not as heavy as the Dominion District is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You got some schools that like, okay, they may have one player in conference and that's it. Y'all got like at least 6 or 7 I can just name off, which I'm going to go down and name, but
Big
that's
players.
crazy.
Yeah, some big-time players.
Yeah, but it's a testament, to the whole conference and all. So, no, I ain't trying to discredit Monacan by any shot. Because I am family, right?
Yeah. We'll find out on December 2nd.
Right.
Oh, really?
Right.
Y'all put, ladies, we're gonna omit that part. But no, go ahead, Simone Newton.
Simone can flat out play too, and she was a menace to us when she was at Cosby, and I'm expecting the same thing. And so, the game plan's going to look different. Like to me, for James River, and I don't know, we haven't really talked too much about all this yet, but she kind of fills the Arshay Jackson role that they're losing, in my opinion. And so, I think we're just going to try and contain as best we can.
Okay.
We're just going to defend and, do what we do because that's what we hang our hat on.
Right.
Okay.
Is defense. It's defense. So we're going to do what we do the best that we can do, and that look, they're gonna have some struggles on offense too, so they better bring their defense.
That's
in.
right.
So, it's gonna be a game. We're gonna compete, and may the best one win.
Yep.
Sean?
Yeah, I definitely agree. She's gonna definitely make it a lot more challenging for us. But like I said earlier, our girls, we don't back down from anybody. So I think they're looking forward to that challenge. And like Angie said, we pride ourselves on defense. Like we spend 65% of our practice talking about defense.
Right.
Thank you, Larry Starr.
Right. So
For sure.
so it's definitely a game I'm looking forward to seeing them two play together. Honestly.
Well, we didn't already say about Mia. So Mia, no disrespect, Mia, but
Mia,
they just waiting for you to
I'm
graduate.
tired, Mia. I'm tired.
So shout out to Big Mia. She's
Yeah,
supposed to be
can-
making a commitment soon. So
Yeah,
you know, we know that. Her teammate Rain Wright. I've seen she's getting,
Yeah.
a lot of offers lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. What y'all think about?
She's smooth.
Rain's dangerous.
She's smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
First word that comes to my
Yeah,
mind.
smooth.
She
Real
can shoot
smooth.
it. She can score it. She's also one who's very poised, and she's been young. She's been young playing against our pressure and poised. That's what's impressive too. As a young player, to be able to keep that poise when you're being heckled. But no, that's most
Yeah.
funny. She's smooth. She can
Yeah, she's
score.
smooth, but
Big
her
body.
motor, man, her motor, she just doesn't stop.
No quit in her.
You know, and so she's smooth, but hey,
So y'all got something for her.
end
I hope
of the
so.
day, we hope so. We hope so. End of the day, we're gonna be in there. You know, we're gonna be in there. So
Sean, what you got, man? Other than that, so
yeah.
smooth is where you at.
Definitely. Very composed. She does not get rattled. I think her and Mia might be two of the most underrated players in the state. I feel like both of them are. Mia for sure. Rain can be a high D1 caliber player. And I just love to see them two play when it's not against us. You know.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really,
There you go.
right.
That makes
I
sense.
really like watching them. I was pulling for them in the state championship game. Wish they would have brought that
so
home.
was
But they're both well coached. They both play the games the right way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, I got three more. I'm gonna say the number one for last.
Okay.
We talked about two of them already. I mentioned them anyway. Savannah Dawson. I know y'all don't play against them, but kind of give me, what y'all think about that young lady.
I mean, she's quick as all get out. That's probably an understatement.
That's an understatement.
So yeah, she's super quick and can get to the rim with ease, but also, pretty unselfish player, which is impressive too, to be that talented and then be also willing to distribute that ball and get rid of it.
Coach.
yeah, that's what I would say that what stands out for me is that she's unselfish. She involves her teammates. So as she goes, that team goes, I think.
There you go.
So,
Agree.
Yeah.
That she's a distributor. She can flat out get to the cup if she wants to, but she also gets her teammates involved, which is you shut her down, then you next thing you know she kicking it out for somebody else to be like, okay, it's shooting practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got Tamani Harris coming over there this year.
That's another trouble one.
Yeah, oh, God.
Yeah, don't even let's not talk about that one.
we talk about that
when
one.
she get
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, we talk about that one. Sean.
Yeah, like they said, I really love the fact that she's unselfish. A lot of kids, when they're as good as she is, they may try to take the game over by themselves. But she does a good job keeping her teammates involved, which is rare, quality to have at the high school level. So that's definitely something I appreciate about her game.
Okay. Next to last, her teammate Nyla Wilson.
And that's the thing. When they're together, that's a scary duo.
Yeah, it's like
You try and take one out, but you ain't gonna
Yes,
take both out.
right.
So I'm expecting them to have another big season over there at Dale. And like you said, they've got more talent coming in too.
Yeah.
They're gonna be tough.
London Ferguson, KK, they got
Yep.
a lot over there,
Yeah.
Then you got the twins, over there. So, Coach. And
you gotta. I mean, what can
dog,
you say?
dog, right?
Yeah.
What can you say? I mean, you just do what you can to contain them. Like Shah saying about the other players, make sure that they're not the ones to beat you.
Right.
Make somebody else step up. They may not be as confident as those two, but you're gonna make them have to look. If anybody's gonna shoot it, it's not gonna be those two.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we shut them down, and everybody else has to do their part. But they're definitely a good duo, and hey, you just got to keep playing.
Keep playing.
Yeah, it's definitely pick your poison because
That's it.
Yeah.
so similar to what I said about Lainey, like she's not gonna play outside of herself. She's gonna go at her own pace, play her game, not gonna get rattled. A very mature player, for her time at Dale. So
I got one more I got to add because I want to get y'all opinion on this young lady because she's special. Y'all going to be seeing her December 2nd before I get to the last one. What are y'all? Give me your thoughts on Sydney Worsham.
Oh, I love Sydney Worsham. So Sydney Worsham played AAU for Kara and I this past year. I was Kara's assistant. God brought me into the AAU world. But no, Worsham's great. I mean, Worsham's work ethic is phenomenal, and her quickness, just her boom. Her,
I don't
her
think she
first
get
step.
enough credit.
She doesn't
for
no.
her defensive prowess.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and that's it. It's her like you see her offense, you see how smooth she is, and she can shoot the ball and she brings it up. But no, it's her defense to me that makes her real special.
That's what I was gonna say. Her defense is what really sets her apart. On she does her thing on offense, but I think she's a better defender than she gets credit for.
Yeah, she get that team going. It's like she started off.
She's that motor.
Yeah,
she's
that heartbeat.
Yeah, definitely the head of the snake over there. So I'm excited to see her. Kind of reminds me of Trinity in the sense I feel like she's not really appreciated locally.
Yeah,
definitely flying under the radar. So I hope she has a breakout season this year.
Well, last but not least, and we're going to talk about this young lady in a few minutes, so we get the next coaching staff in here.
You're not going to be able to make them stop talking.
Right? Yeah. Sanaa Green.
Sanaa Green, and of course, I might have a bias here too.
No, hey, we all got biases.
But I'm gonna say, but honestly, trying to be from an unbiased opinion, she's just a special kid because what makes her so great is, obviously physically, she's a physical specimen, and she's just talented and smooth.
And just a baby.
But she's such a good kid, grounded kid, humble kid, and that's, I think, part of what makes her so great is because she can make those relationships with her teammates. She's not like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever. She's building them up. She's passing them the ball.
Right.
She's super unselfish, can play inside out. She's going to be a fun one to watch this year, for sure.
Coach AJ, I saw you shake your head.
Look, I am a fan of this kid. Ever since I've seen her play, I am a true fan because as good as she is, and as great a kid as she is so humble and so unselfish.
Wow.
She knows. She knows, like she said, she knows how to make relationships on and off the court.
And the power of that.
Yeah, and so when she plays, it's not like she can flat out take over a game. Let's just be faithful.
Lord have mercy, yes she can.
And so by her. I know her coach wants the ball in her hand at all times, because she's going to be the focal point of everybody's game plan. She's at the top of everybody's game plan.
Yes, Lord.
But at the same time, she is so unselfish and a super kid. And it shows on the court, how she is, and super grounded. Her parents, are always there. Her mom is her biggest
fan. Mama be on that sideline.
Biggest fan.
That baseline, I'm sorry.
But she is a super kid, and she plays both sides of the floor. And so she gets her teammates involved, because if she's not having a good game, she's gonna kick it out to Tori. She's gonna kick it out to the other shooters and get them involved. And that's what makes her special. And that's what, of course she's talented, but I think that's what is so attractive, to a bunch of college coaches, that, she is so unselfish and just a super kid. And it shows on the basketball court in how she plays, and oh man, she's just a workhorse. I'm just a fan of her.
Yeah. You ain't gotta tell me. I'm with Sean go, and then I say what I got to say.
Sean, look at Kara and tell her exactly what. Tell her.
I gotta choose my words carefully because I don't want anybody to get show. Kara knows for sure how much I love Sanaa. I think what needs to happen is Rick needs to sell Sanaa's parents a house.
Right, yes.
That happens to be in the Monacan High School. And then see what happens.
Hey. Right here on BallinVA,
Sanaa, go Chiefs.
It's called open enrollment, ladies and gentlemen. It's not recruitment.
Sure.
We don't It's open enrollment, okay?
But I remember
humanities program.
Right, HPT.
Coming to a program near you.
Yeah, exactly. Right here on BallinVA, that's what we doing. Is right, open recruitment. Okay?
Nah, but I remember first hearing about Sanaa when she was an 8th grader. And similar to the Laney situation, when I first saw her play her freshman year, I'm like, she can't be this good, this young. And lo and behold, she was that good, that young. So every time I talk to Les or Kara about it, I have to remind myself, she is, a sophomore this year?
Yep. Yeah.
I remember when we played in the Henrico tournament last year, my dad came to one of the games. I was watching her, and I was like, yeah, this the girl I'm telling you about. He's like, oh, where's she going next year? She's going to be a sophomore next year. And he looked at me like I was crazy. So her game is just so mature, so polished, and she hasn't scratched the surface of her potential. So, you know, she is definitely a rare commodity in the basketball world. I can't think of many girls from Virginia that is up to par with where she is. Of course, Megan Walker's the first.
See, that's what I already said.
Right?
Yeah,
But,
down is like she.
But Sanaa's special. She's special, and
She's in
whatever
the league all by
school,
herself.
whatever school she
Yeah.
goes to is going to be lucky to have her because I think she'll be a difference maker as a freshman when she gets to that point.
Man, listen. I laid my first eyes at the Henrico tournament too because I kept hearing about her. And I said, let me get over here. By the time I got there, it was like halftime. And I saw her. First thing I said was, she's a pro.
Right.
That's the first thing I said.
Yeah.
I said, that girl going pro. I said, because when I saw Megan Walker, and I said, you know what? I told her, I said, she's going to be a star. And now you got Sanaa Green coming through there, and I'm sitting up here like, good God almighty. Like, where did she come from?
A lab. She came from a lab somewhere.
And I know the coaches, and I know the coaches will get them on in a few. But Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, good God.
You play.
But you know what? What's so happy? Because you know, I gotta, you know, I'll never do a show without this. She right here in 804. See, she ain't in 757. See, normally 757. See, know who she reminds me of? When I saw her. And I'm going with Coach Angie. You might be able to. I go back to 1993. Phoebus High School, Lakeisha Fred.
Oh man.
See, that's why I'm going with this, right?
You went all the way back.
Yeah, I went
there.
back to Lakeisha Fred. You know when, Lord have mercy. Man, listen.
Yeah.
I said,
yeah, you're right. Kind of.
that's it. Yeah, I'm thinking Lakeisha Fred.
But actually, hey, I don't know. So now might be a little.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know, and if y'all don't know who Lakeisha Fred is, Google her, okay? Got that Google, you know. I think she still hold the state record in points, I think.
I don't even.
I think I know she holds something, you know, but Google Lakeisha Fred. That's all I got to say. State champion, 92, Phoebus, went on to Georgia, went on played for the Sparks. She was the young girl at the end. If you look at Love and Basketball, she was the one at the end where, you know, Sanaa Lathan they had the baby and she had her back turned, you know, she that good. Whatever, but Sanaa Green, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Well, watch out.
She's a problem. So.
Problem. And we gonna get into that, but no, like I said, I just want to thank y'all for just coming on because it's been a long time coming. You know, this young lady
Thank you
here.
for being patient
you know,
with me.
patience. Look, I ain't got no patience. You know, I'm the most. You know, I want what I want when I want it, but I always understand that a lot of times timing is everything. And actually, it worked out better because you end up getting the job. You know what I'm saying? So now we got more to talk about.
Yeah.
So it just kind of worked perfectly. And like I said, I don't wish y'all nothing but success. I will definitely be at those games. You know, tell, you know, Mr. Parsons, look, hook a brother up.
I'll see what I can do.
Look, Mr. Parsons, I know you're going to be looking at this. Don't charge a brother $8 to get in the game. Brother's struggling over there.
That all depends.
We're struggling.
That all depends on what you do December 2nd. So
Contingent upon.
See, y'all really making this thing, you know what I'm saying, very difficult. Okay, let me tell you the reason why this December 2nd thing. It's not about, you know, I love my girls. I love Savannah and I love Nilo. They're going to be okay. This Woodside Patriot game on the boys' side is more so what it is because they played up at the St. James and me and Coach Steph Welsh, we go at it on in our Hampton Roads group. We go back and forth, talk trash. They want John Marshall and think John Marshall's scared to play them. And I'm like, why would a nationally ranked team be scared to play against about a local? What Queen Latifah told you? Y'all just local. You know what I'm saying? You didn't move with juice. Y'all local. We understand y'all won state championship, but we talking about John Marshall here. So Patriot beat them down pretty bad. Beat them bad. So I think it's kind of the same day. So that's more so a reason why I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? But I got a decision I got to make, y'all.
You do.
And y'all really made it tough for me here today.
Go Chiefs.
Well, you
We
know,
did our job.
Because, y'all,
life is about choices. So
it really is. And Mr. Parsons, if I show up to this game, I live 5 minutes away from school. Look, I don't like to make no deals and stuff like this, but we got to make a deal, man. Look, hey, hook a brother up. You know what I'm saying? I paid good money coming to Monacan for all these years and stuff like that. Kid tuition money for Trinity. My son went to Trinity, so hey, hook a brother up. But I just want to thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming in. We had fun.
Yeah.
And when we leave, we'll get a big picture with all of us in here today. So I want y'all to stick around. And, we're going to get Steward coaches in here and to talk some basketball since y'all going to be playing against them. So thank y'all, Coach Edge, Coach Sean. Thank y'all.
Appreciate
No,
you.
thank y'all for coming on. It means a lot to me because a little guy like me, we little around here. We ain't big. So for y'all come in, it means a lot.
We love what you're doing. We love watching what you're doing.
Thank you.
Talking about basketball, putting it on the map, and bringing in the girls' game. Because like you said, a lot of
I
times
love the girls.
it's
game.
overlooked when we got a really big gym here in the Richmond area.
We do. And 804, it's 804 first. It's all about ball in the VA, but it's about 804 first, and everybody else comes secondary. But all I want y'all to do is just keep wins, especially when y'all play against 757. Please get the win.
Do the best we can.
Yeah, get the win. That's all I care.
Take care of that.
Yeah. Thank y'all so
I
much.
appreciate
Sir,
it.
appreciate you. Thank
All
you.
right, no problem.
Roman out of here.
I haven't, and
Poach your play.
I haven't even used this yet.
I know.
I haven't even opened my book up to ask y'all any questions.
You already on it.
I freestyled this thing,
Easy
man.
money. Easy money.
I think it's gonna be a little something. See, this is what we doing over at BallinVA. You know what I'm saying? We got the twins in here, so we had to kind of do it at the same time because they do everything together.
We're together.
So we had to get the coaching staff in here together like this. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we do over here. We want to make sure that everybody. Yeah, you can't hurt it. No, y'all can kind of move it in, move it back how y'all want to, and let y'all know. See, I don't know any of a podcast around here that's getting the assistant coaches. Y'all excuse me, I get this Invisaligns in my mouth, But yeah, they make it tough.
Man.
Yeah, it's killing me. You know what I'm saying? It's killing me, PD. It's killing me. But this is what we do. We get the assistant coaches on here because for me, being a small man and stuff, and I'm talking about stature as far as just like, notoriety, stuff like this. I think the assistant coaches are just an integral part of the coaching staff. Everybody want to run and they chasing clout. They clout chasing, so they want the head coaches. For me, I've seen what the assistant coaches do, and I think they're equally as important. I think they have a story to tell. I know on the football side, there's so many position coaches, it's hard to kind of get them in here. But basketball is much easier, and I just want to acknowledge y'all for doing a great job that y'all doing. So,
We appreciate that because without these guys, not much ticks. So they are just as much a part of what we
And
do.
then they could tell us about,
in front.
tell us some stuff about you that you
All
might not want to.
it's all good stuff. None of them would say a bad thing.
Y'all gonna
about
keep
me,
y'all
you know?
jobs, okay?
Yeah.
We'll make sure
I had to
that.
sign before
Y'all
I
gonna
signed.
look. Y'all gonna keep y'all jobs. Don't worry about.
So go wild, go
We
wild.
want all the beans. So, ladies and gentlemen, we transitioning right now. We got the Steward girls basketball staff. Well, let me do this again. I'm sorry. 2-time state champion Steward girls basketball staff. Head coach Kara Bacile. I want you to introduce, and then I want the coaches to kind of tell us who they are and what they do and everything like that. So we want you to start. Come on, you back again, coach.
I'm back again. The prettier faced twin. That's oh, sorry, Les. I did see you back
Oh,
there.
dang.
I
Still
thought
in
she
here.
left.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Cut that. No, I'm Kara Bacile, head coach at the Steward School. This will be my 7th year overall, my 6th year as the head coach at Steward. Can't say enough great things about being at the Steward School. It was a roll of the dice when we first got there, and we've turned it into something that's really, really special. So, but without these guys beside me, it would have been a much more uphill battle. That's for sure. That's for
we
sure.
got the public versus private for real.
For real
Hey,
in
that's
here.
what-
It's a different beast.
Yeah.
So I'll toss it over to my assistant, Pele.
Yeah. So who you brought in here today? Starting with you, Pele.
My name is Pele. I'm from Maryland. Where did I start? Played college basketball, played overseas. I live about 5 minutes from Stewart.
Okay.
Have a basketball training business. I went out there to coach soccer, and that's where I met Kara.
Okay.
And she just made me feel real comfortable because it was a new environment, private school environment. So she made me feel real comfortable. And then her, I guess her standards at Stewart are really high. So that was like, I was drawn to that.
Okay.
We weren't just there to just show up half the time and then,
Right.
you know, so that's who I am.
Pele's being a little humble.
Hold on. I ain't gonna get you off the
He
hook.
being humble.
I ain't gonna get him off the
Stop
hook
him.
because you from Maryland. And you know, the DMV, we already know what Maryland basketball is about. So where did you play? And it is high-level basketball up there in Maryland. Come on now.
The UMV is different. Yeah, I played at Magruder High School.
Okay.
My junior year, we went 27-0. We won state championship.
Okay. See, you being humble.
told
Tell us
I told
that. You really gonna get out of here?
But that's Pele, though. That's Pele.
Yeah, and my coach, I guess, my high school coach, I looked up to him because he just didn't teach about basketball, but it was about just, I guess, how to act, or people are always watching. He just taught about, you know, school and just doing the right thing.
Okay.
So so.
He was an All-American at Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, All-American.
That either.
See,
Yeah, I got you. I'll boost him all day. I'll boost him all
it's
day.
called mutual
Yes,
respect.
I'm
See
with
how we do here? See, we got to
So
understand.
No.
I played soccer and basketball.
Yeah, with a name like Pele, I'm sitting up here like, come on now.
Basketball.
Played soccer and basketball. We won state championship in soccer as well. Went to Coastal Carolina for basketball. I was All-American there.
Yeah.
I could shoot threes or just dunk. And then once I figured out how to get a handle and get a mid-range jump shot, that's when like my game took over.
So would you better in soccer or basketball?
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You
That's a
better
great
name
question.
Pele. Come on now.
I think I'm better at soccer. It's just naturally.
I've heard people
Duh,
told me that.
yeah,
People
that's
told me
crazy.
that about him, and I was like, "Have you seen him in
Soccer's crazy.
basketball?"
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
so was basketball the much more cooler sport to play in?
You already know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a rookie to this. I am not a rookie to this. I'm true to this.
Basketball was cooler. I mean, I met more people. You know, met some. You know, guess I was more popular.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And the girls come a little.
girls
bit.
come, parties. You know,
Yeah. I get it.
definitely.
Okay.
But definitely didn't focus on that because that's not how you definitely didn't reach that far.
I
But
get
you're
it.
definitely right though. It was like, you know, more people knew me.
Right.
You know, people. So
See, the chicks ain't coming to the soccer games. They coming to the
they're
basketball.
not coming to the soccer.
Hey, let's just be what it is, okay?
Yep, true that.
You know. But no, nice to meet you, man. I
Nice to meet
appreciate you
you.
coming on.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Pele's where all of our training gets done, all real work.
See?
The out-of-season work. He's in there
Yeah.
early mornings, afternoons. He's training people all the time, but he works our girls hard.
Yeah.
And that's when they really, really get better.
Yeah.
And see, now we know why. So now, if y'all win state championship, now
We done fumbled something.
Yeah, look, you were here for me. So you know, listen, I think y'all know I'm gonna be hard.
I know you should be.
You should be.
hard.
Yeah, you should be.
Coach, come on, give us a little bit because you gave us a little bit on Pele. Tell us, talk.
Yeah, my name is Wallace Inge, and I teach and coach at Steward.
Okay.
And I've coached boys all different levels, middle school, varsity, was assistant coach with varsity, and we won a state championship. And then when my daughters came and started playing basketball, I started coaching girls. And I'm never switching back to the boys' side.
That's right. We want him over.
Yeah.
And y'all be mad at me when I be telling y'all that I'm not getting back into coaching no more. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Never say
sorry.
never, man.
No, so Wallace, he's an institution. He's been at Steward 26 years at
This
Steward.
is year 26.
Year 26. So he knows everything about the Steward School. And like you said, has coached every single level. And
Another
he's
tenured assistant.
when I got there, and they were like, "Hey, this guy Wallace,
Need him.
he'd be a good assistant." And I was like, "Oh, really? Okay, sounds great." Talked to Wallace. Like, yeah, okay. Wallace is awesome. Wallace knows everything about Steward School. He knows,
saying. You
and the
need
culture
that.
is very different. So like, I'm learning a lot, and he's
Right.
a huge piece of all of that. And of course, Steady Betty through the way, because like Les said, I mean, he's kind of like the Sean, right? Like I get a little bit hyped sometimes, so Wallace got to
Yeah, I've seen you
Calming
on
him
the
down.
side.
Yeah, we get a little excited sometimes, so Wallace got to steady us out.
Yeah, I've seen you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the game, she's just.
Jitters.
So Kara and I have been on this ride together for all the years that I've been with her. All the years she's been at Steward, and so building a program.
Right.
And so it's been a lot of fun. And so my daughter came through, started playing middle school before Kara was there, and with a really good class of kids, really involved, a lot of athletes. And so we started. I started coaching them, and kind of my eyes on maybe we can build something here. And then Kara ended up with us, and took off.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, so we've been working, and it's been fun. It's been a ride. It's changed a lot over the years, from I don't know, just trying to find girls who can dribble a basketball and chew gum at the same time, versus ended up with college coaches parading through our gym.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
That is remarkable. That is remarkable to be able to see that, because you've seen the program come from this to this and where it is now. I know that, like I said, what else can you say?
This is year 6.
Year 6 is, overall.
Coming up. So, you can, anybody can get a lot of momentum and energy going in year 1.
Right.
Right. New coach comes in, everybody's excited, win some games and all. But to keep it going, to sustain it is where you really see greatness. And not just sustain, but keep building, right? Keep building.
Coach, look, me and you are friends now. I saw you follow me.
Absolutely.
I think I was up like about 2-3 this morning, and I saw that. I said, okay, all right, So I need you to kind of give me a little bit more background, because I said, okay, he's with Steward.
He's got a Monacan connection too.
Yeah, okay,
Wait,
I'm gonna be sitting here be quiet on this one. Give it to me, Coach.
I'm Andy Routson. My first job is third grade teacher at Steward, and then I'm an assistant coach. I did some middle school basketball last year, but I came back from the Valley to here to the 804 from Harrisonburg. Been a head coach for a while. Been coaching basketball for about 10 years now. But my connection is through Larry Starr, Monacan, right? So I got my cousins that live here, the Ogishes. Abby and Garrett. The ultimate glue players.
Right
the ultimate glue players. So
yes, Lord.
So because of that, I'm the ultimate glue assistant coach.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. When that young lady, shout out to Abby.
Yes.
Shout out to Abby.
Just seeing what she did, just seeing her young girl just playing multiple positions and just doing what she's asked to do. And just like I said,
she learned that from me.
Okay, well, here we go.
That's it.
Got a new confirmation.
Upward basketball. That's it. That's where it started. Right?
See what I'm saying?
I know.
See,
we got it.
I knew her when she was in elementary school. I was dating, her cousin Allie, and
he's not watching.
And
see, I told you.
Allie's up with the baby right now. But what I'm saying there is her first question to me was like, do you like hot dogs? And then there it was like, this kid is going to be a basketball player. Wow. Anyway, Abby's been great. Abby's a warrior. I mean, think about all the injuries that she had at Monacan, then come back, go to Lynchburg, dominate.
Right.
And then try her hand at JMU. And so, great player there. And then Garrett. Yeah. I mean, Pfeiffer. The ultimate kid. I mean, no one's going to break his charge records.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, he's willing to take
maybe
a trip.
Alex Parsons.
Maybe. But yeah, and so I've been fortunate enough to come to Steward, and I have the shortest commute I've ever had. Being an elementary school teacher, you always have to go to a feeder high school, right? You got to travel across the county, right? Hopefully a private school would take you on. But I get to walk right down the colonnade and come to the gym. So I appreciate it.
This is our pep talk guy.
He is.
This guy can get a locker room going like nobody
No one
can.
gets a
I can
Andy.
see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
He brings
Everybody
the heat.
has a role.
We're like, where's
Everybody
Andy?
has a role.
Well, and the other thing too is the kids play better with gum. So everybody has their special gum.
No.
And when they don't have their special gum, it's an off night maybe.
Do you like that job? Because you have to kind of.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's got to do it.
He thrives at it. I tell you, he's got every single kind of gum in his pocket. It's amazing. It doesn't all melt. How he keeps track of whatever each one of them likes. I'm like, man, y'all some divas.
See, I like him because when I was coaching with Gene Atkins and with Richmond Metro, and she was the head coach at Henrico High before she retired, that was my job.
Yeah.
And it was like, coach, you got to make sure they do this. Coach, you got to make sure they do this. You got to know this. You got to do this. And I was like, she said, yeah, you got to talk to this parent because I don't do parents. This is the way it's going to be. You have to know this. You got to keep up with this one and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, my God. But she was coaching my son, so you know how we do. So I get it. So we here. Yeah, but we're going to talk about this upcoming season, which just like them, like I said, man, this is girls basketball in our area, man. It's growing, and I'm so happy to kind of push this because a lot of people are not talking about it. We're talking about the Varinas, boys basketball, state champions. We talk about the John Marshalls. You know, that's the stuff, you know, George Wood, I ain't said George Wood. George Wood had been good a while, but you talk about programs like that. And now on the girls' side, man, it's spread all over the place. And it's just like, wow. And, you know, still, I remember when you started, you had Sharice
Pittman, man. Such a good kid.
Yeah, and I saw, and what's the other player she
Mimi
had?
Trainer?
Mimi, right. Yeah, because I met her dad, and her dad.
Oh, great guy.
Yeah,
great
Trey.
family. Yep.
Yeah, he could play basketball. And she used to come in there and play with the men.
Of course, yes, she did.
Yeah,
I'd get so mad at her because she'd be telling me her 3-point shot would be off. She's like, well, it's because I shot with the men's ball all summer.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, stop going to play with Trey.
Yeah.
Use the women's ball.
Yeah, her daddy made her come in there, though. He did.
Because she was playing.
Yeah,
But
she
I
was
would just give her
playing.
grief for that all the time. She'd be like, man, she with the women's ball.
Yep, she was in there playing, and I was like, wow. He said, man, you need to come out there and check out, because me and him got close at the time because when I first met him, my son had just left Trinity. He had won a state championship on that 2017 team.
Yeah.
That great 2017 team, I must add, that featured Armando Baycott and Zach Jacobs and everybody. And, you know, we was talking, made the connection. He said, man, you know, I said, how is it over there, Stewart? Because my son, when he was training, Bob Foley was doing the clinics over there on Sundays. And I used to send my son over there to do the 3-on-3 clinics. And I remember his wife was like, your son is tall. What position to play? It's a point guard. She was like, you know, she said, you think you might want to come over here to Godwin, you know, again, open enrollment, not recruiting, okay? You know, but, and that's what I remember about Stewart. And I used to see all these banners. I said, this school won a lot of championships. And I was like, but, you know, I didn't hear about it. Right.
Yeah.
And at the time, and also I was going to play basketball on Saturday mornings with Bob Ucrop. They was playing the collegiate, with the old collegiate gym.
Yeah.
And we used to go over there and play on Saturday. So, you know, and so that's how I got connected to the private schools. So then coming to Stewart, it was like, wow. And I'm just like, well, I don't know nothing about them, so
Let me just see.
we just gonna see. And then when I heard about you coaching over there, and I went to see your game, and I think it was, who was over there, and I think y'all lost that game, and I gave you the hardest time. I think it
that's
was like
tough.
the first year.
Yeah.
I was giving you a hard
That's
time.
tough, man. We all been there.
I ain't gonna lie.
We all been there. It's cool.
It's mixed up.
We all been there.
I did. I was like, wow. I said, what is she doing? And I was like, but at the end, what you did was the right thing and stuff. Y'all ended up losing the game, but it won't as bad as it was. I was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know if she's gonna be able to be cut out for this.
Yeah.
You know, but you stuck with. I ain't gonna lie. I did.
Yeah,
say
no,
that.
I appreciate it.
No, I did. I'll be honest with you, but no, you turned that program around, and then you guys weren't even favored that year. And I think, as a matter of fact, we were supposed to come to your game because we were at Virginia State, and then y'all ended up playing. Y'all was playing somewhere else.
Richard Bland was
Richard
what the
Bland.
tournament was.
And then y'all end up winning the state championship that year. And Trey called me and said, "Yo, we won." I was like, and we were.
won?
Yeah, I was like, what? But like I said, but y'all had Sharice and Mimi and stuff like that. And can you give me that experience? Because you never get a chance to talk about it.
Oh, man.
So talk about that run. And
That first year, man, it was our first state championship with that group. And like Wallace said, when we came in, that was kind of our babies. They were ninth graders when we first got there, and you have a kid like Sharice, and you're like, you see her and just her stature and how she plays. You're like, oh man, this kid's a stud. Who is this girl? Then you talk to her for 5 minutes. You're like, that's the sweetest kid I've ever met in my life. Like, she don't have a killer bone in her body. She's just so sweet.
She gave me that Mia Woolfolk vibe.
Yeah, very sweet.
Right.
And you get her on the court, and you're like, oh.
She's different, right?
Yeah, whole different person. And then, you know, Mimi's the same way. Very quiet and reserved at first. You kind of got to win her trust over.
Yeah.
But high IQ basketball player.
Yes.
And those two, I mean, they were the driving force behind all of it, as they really are two basketball players. Yeah. And then after that, I mean, and I think that year, Tori, who's our senior this year, she was an 8th grader. So she was coming off the bench where she was a little itty bitty
Yeah,
thing.
a little small thing.
Yeah, I'd just sit her in there to just give people hell on defense, you know, just get in their grill, which she still does. And then we had Nicole Odebo. And Nicole, I mean...
We had lacrosse and field hockey players.
A bunch of lacrosse and field hockey players, right. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, we had athletes.
Much different
Lacrosse
than
and
the
field
public
hockey
side.
players.
And I would say, like,
Role
Nicole,
players, athletes.
When we first got there, Nicole, I remember, she's going to hate me for this. It's okay, Nicole. I still have it on my phone. She, like, took a free throw in the middle of the game, and it, like, hit the top of the backboard. And I was like, oh, man, we really got to work on this kid's shot. But as far as, like, athleticism, freaky athlete. that state championship game, she's up there hitting free throws to just seal the game, just swish. And I think like at that moment for us, I mean, it was really like, you've kind of seen this thing all the way through. Like this is the whole process of getting to where you are. But you had a bunch of kids that weren't necessarily basketball players, but did their job, believed in their role, bought into everything we asked them to do, worked their tails off the whole time and executed the game plans. And they believed in themselves and each other. And you know, you can't really fight hard against a team like that. They're going to come out and do things. It was scrappy. They wanted to fight. They wanted to win. So
we did a lot of building that year. We lost in the regular season to Nansman Suffolk Academy, and they were a powerhouse. And then they beat us in the championship game. We got a little bit better.
Yeah, in our conference championship.
In the conference championship, they beat us, and then we saw them in the state championship. And we had. We had worked our tails off as coaches because they were talking about competitiveness and all. We did not want to lose 3 times in a row, and we changed things up for that third game. And the girls bought in, and they went out and executed it, and it worked, and it was awesome. It felt so good.
You know, you want your best player to play their best game in the biggest game. That was Reese. I mean, she came out. She just had a different look in her eye, and I was like, "We're good." We're good. Like the first 5 minutes, I was like, we're going to be all right. Because she just took it bull by the horn.
But in many ways, it took those losses
to
get to that, especially with her. Like, with such a nice girl like her.
Better, right?
Yeah.
They had to learn from those experiences to kind of have that fortitude to hang on and to win and to earn that.
And Mimi, and they could not get by Mimi.
No.
They couldn't get the ball past that volleyball line with Mimi. She wasn't going to let them.
Yep.
And see, that's the thing, you know, what I want to ask you, was that a program changer for you? Because you being a new coach and having those 2 young ladies being a staple of that program, does it make, because, and I have to say this on the private side, you have to go out and get players.
Yeah.
Did winning that state championship, but then you had the COVID year after that and y'all won again.
Yeah.
Did that make it easier for you?
Yeah, I think at that point people believed in it. Right, they believed in the sauce. I mean, you can go out there and say all you want, and but what are your results, right? And I think at that point after we won that first one, it was like proofs in the pudding.
And that's when Sinai came.
Yeah, and that's
in that COVID year, we had 60-some practices, right? But that was with Sinai and Ella Grace and these 7th grade girls,
7th graders, and they couldn't play
who played every day with these seniors.
But they practiced every single
day.
day.
And so, see that? Didn't know.
Yeah.
So because in private school we're able to, the 8th graders can play varsity, and so after that year, and then it was COVID year, and I remember Ella Grace Saunders, she's one of our players now, and her parents had to be like, you should see this girl, Sinai Green. She's coming, she's applied. And I was like, oh, really? Sounds good. It's like, oh, she's going to be better than Sharice. And I was like, ain't nobody better than Sharice. Y'all seen Sharice?
Hard, right, yeah.
And then when I saw Sinai, I was like, oh, boy, this girl can go. And then, they practiced with us as 7th graders that entire COVID year. So it was like Sinai and Sharice going at it. And it was so great for both of them, really, because no one had really been able to challenge Sharice in practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because she was just bigger than everybody.
I mean, it was Wallace. He took a lot of elbows those years. But outside of that, there was no one really to challenge her. So it was really great for Sinai to be able to play against Sharice in practice, and then vice versa. It's huge for us.
Well, Sharice, I'm going to be the first to tell you, if anybody else told you, your records are going to be done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, whatever records that you got, even titles too. And so now I'm even putting this pressure on you, but Lord have mercy. Sharice.
What I would say about that 2021 group, it was 2021, right? We won the championship. I'm trying to remember right.
Yeah, I think it was COVID year.
Yeah, it's COVID year. They laid the groundwork to everything that we are today, right? Like we have a really solid group right now. You're getting a lot of attention with a kid like Sinai Green, but none of that happens without that group and those kids believing in it before it was a thing. Like we told them kind of what the vision was and what we believed in, and they believed in it. And they made it happen. And without that, I mean, we're not where we are today. So. And
you see them come back. And I see Mimi come back and
all
coach
the time.
And stuff like that. And then you guys are being overshadowed by the boys program as well.
Great program.
Right. And, and for me, You know, I gotta say I'm a Trinity guy. You know, and you know that's Stewart. And I remember Stewart beat Trinity my son's junior year. We had played over there, and oh my God, it was like, oh, they was giving it to us real bad. 'Cause we started off 15-1, and when Aaron Duhart broke his collarbone and was out, we lost like the next 6 or 7 games, and then we went into that Stewart game, and we walked in there. I was like, man, we gonna get this. It was a Saturday game, and they blew us out, man. It was pretty bad, man. And I ain't like Stewart from that point. I was like, I did because they was like, and I was like, but that was a foul. And they was like, foul? What's that? And I was like, okay. You know, and then the next year, payback is a mother. You know what happened next
karma
year.
always comes back around.
Oh, it came back, and it was so much. And they had to come over to Trinity this
Yeah,
time.
it's a different
And I
gym,
said,
you know?
oh, yeah, man, you know what happened from there.
That's right.
The rest is history. Yeah, on senior night, too. We played them on senior
That's
night.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, my son got off that game, too.
Yeah, he did. Just,
You know. A little shout out. Anyway, you know, and you built this program now, and I say I want to give you kudos because that's not hard to do because everybody when they see you walking in, like you and your sister, y'all always be together, right? And I see Coach RJ, y'all be with their lyric star as well. But when y'all come, when they see you and you got Stewart on, it makes people uncomfortable because they think that you kind of were coming to take their place, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, I really haven't talked to any players. I didn't even recruit Sinai there. Like I said, someone told me, oh, Sinai's coming.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Let me go see her play. And I did. And I was like, well, this is fantastic. Great.
Right.
Come on over.
But when you win,
That's what I mean.
it's easy.
And it's where, and Sharice and Mimi, I did nothing. They were there when I got there.
Right.
And Tori, same thing. But when you win, right, people, there's a lot of interest.
Right, like the interest,
And,
right.
and people start coming, and that's what I tell them all the time. And because, right, I mean, I got a sister in public school. I know that, and I'm like, man, I was the same way when I was in public school. So I'm like, don't come near my kids.
Right.
And a lot of times, like, I'm not. Like, your kids are your kids. But if people are looking the private school route,
Right. And when you
I'll talk to you. If you're interested, just say something.
We can talk, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you come talking to me, don't get mad because your program ain't popping. You know what I'm saying? And that was at Trinity. Trinity was like that.
Yeah.
And when my son group came in 2013, they were not that.
Yeah.
It was always Benedictine or St. Chris.
Yeah.
And that stuff just changed. And when you win, next thing you
People
know,
want
everybody
more.
come to Trinity now. I'm like, oh, really? This what y'all doing? You know, so no, but
winning will bring people to the door.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then,
especially in
but you
private
do it the
school.
right way.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what Kara's been building. I mean, we've won a sportsmanship award along with our championships, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you do it the right way, and you teach them how to be good people and how to serve others and all. And then the families stay.
Right.
The families bring in other families.
Other
you know.
families. Thank
Yeah.
you. Can you say that one more time? Because again, I got 2 feet. I got one foot here, 1 foot here, and I used to always say that, and I'm just like, when you're a part of a program, especially a small community such as these private schools like Stewart, Trinity, and so forth, when you're family, you're family, and automatically, hey, if you treat me good. Somebody is like Rick said the other day.
yeah.
If I take care of my client gonna bring in another client.
Yep.
Exactly. So it works the same way. And I mean to cut you off, Wallace, but that was a good.
No, that's all right. And you know, I mean, I think every high school in America wants Sinai to come play, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And there are lots of them where she don't have to.
Everybody else.
Right, exactly.
You just heard once there.
Exactly.
But she has to take classes at Monacan. There are plenty of them where she don't even have to take classes,
Yeah,
right? But when you do things the right way, then
Right.
people buy into it,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
become a part of that community, you become a part of that family.
Yeah, because I've said several times, I said, I don't know. Me and Coach Jay Jones, we talk about all the time. I said, and he'll tell you, I said, Kara, she got her workout. Because I said, I don't know if she's going to be there very long. Because I'm just like, man, so many people just going to be these other bigger schools.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be coming in there. And do you sit up and work? I know you talk to your sister. Do you worry about
Man,
that?
I think you always
When
have
you got
something
that
in the back.
player, right.
Yeah, when you have a player like that, I think you always got that little voice in the back of your head. But what I'll tell you about Sinai is she's loyal as can be.
Right.
And her and I are super, super close. And I think that's also kind of the small school piece. Like,
Right.
I work in the building too. They're both in the building. Pele subs a lot in the building. We're around her all the time. Her little sister's at Stewart as well.
Right.
And I think everything she has and she needs is at Steward School. And I think there's a lot of pressure these days to kind of sell out and go to these big programs.
Right.
She's going to go wherever she wants, wherever she wants. And here in a few years, it's going to be a job for her. So why not be able to have some kind of normalcy, live at home, do something for your community.
Right.
I really don't worry about it too much. You should stop right now.
Like there's a lot of recruiting going on.
Hold up.
because I say this because they went through it. You know, they said it with Megan.
Yeah.
There players like that don't come around here
No.
not too often.
No.
I mean, you got to go back
Yes.
a long time. So when you get a player like, I remember I seen Larry Stardom at Manchester Middle.
Yeah.
Over there watching, I said, okay, I see where this is going. You know, I said Megan, but now you got Sanaa come through there, and no shot against Sharice and anything like that.
No, not at all.
Sanaa is a.
I mean, I had a chance to be on staff when Megan Walker was at Monacan, and I was like, oh, this is your once in a lifetime, right?
Yeah, right.
And then Sanaa Green walked through the door, and I was like, man, I must be living right or something.
Living right. You're getting it again.
Yeah, I'm getting it again.
That's crazy.
And you don't you don't get those level players at all very often.
No, you
and to
don't.
have two that have just been able to be around is amazing.
But see, life teaches us something because it prepared you for something that
100%.
that you didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now all of you guys, it's work.
Yeah.
And I know we went right into talking about Sanaa Green, but I mean, good Lord, I mean, I just do like other schools call y'all and be like, hey, look, we want y'all in that tournament because we know she's big time. I mean, she's top 20.
100%. That I mean, I think, and that's the thing that's, another blessing of having a kid like Sanaa is that we do have some doors opening scheduling wise this year because of her. Like we were able to go to the Andrew Johnson Bank tournament in Tennessee, which they went to when Megan was there.
Right.
But that's like a national event and funded by the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, the only one in the country. So we can go down there. We'll go to She Got Game, all those big tournaments. And now it's like, I used to be like scrounging, like, will somebody let us play in their tournament?
Exactly.
And now I'm
Thank
like,
you
I
for
got to
being
sift
honest.
through and figure out which one is the best for us to go to. And that's awesome because, without Sanaa, I don't think those doors would be open for us. And so for the rest of our kids on the team, that's tremendous opportunities for them too. So
Give us, Pele, I'm going to start with you and we'll go around. Let's just go right to it. Just give it to me, man. Sanaa, have you this is what year?
Yeah, I've been with her for 2 years.
Okay.
Every day.
So give it to us raw, man.
I mean, she's very talented. I know,
Behind the scenes stuff and all that stuff. We do all of that stuff.
I know what I think somebody touched on it earlier, building relationships. Like that's huge for her. The first time I was with all the girls, I think last year or even this year, like they were like, "Oh, Sanaa, people are intimidated, people are scared of you, blah blah blah." And she's like, "Oh, I don't know why. Like I'm not strange or anything." And then like during school, she's just people can come up to her. That's what I like about her. She definitely can build relationships. So like the thing with me, I think that helps me a lot. Not just with like obviously her basketball ability and stuff, but then just being able to be like, if I'm a coach, if I know she's she's top 15, whatever. The first thing I'm thinking about is, all right, let me just see how she is. Let me see like if she's cocky or if she thinks she's whatever, if she's down to earth. So. And so she's down to earth. She builds relationships, and in practice, she's always the first in sprints. Yeah. I'm like, okay, she's the best player. She's gonna relax. Oh, like nobody knows. Right. And she's always making the sprints. So. And
he's got to practice against her every day. That's her defensive assignment right there.
You get the assignment. So,
so
Coach Wallace, he
we got to save him.
Yeah. But it's fun. I look forward to practice. Every day. Because if she's there, I get to challenge her, see how she responds. So
it makes it so much. It makes you when you want to come to work.
Oh yeah.
Like okay, you know what? This is where I get to go to work and see you every day. You know what I'm saying? It's just different.
Exactly. No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wasn't on the coaching staff at Trinity, but seeing Armando Baycott come from where he was to where he went, and then he ended up leaving and going to IMG. I'm just like, wow, just seeing it. So you guys get it firsthand. So Coach Wallace, I'm gonna go to you.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 quick Sinai stories that sum it up for me, and that is being the old man, being the experienced guy. Last year, Sinai's freshman year, going into it, I was like, look, Kara, I just think it's bad news when you put more pressure on a young kid and like a freshman and make them a captain.
Right.
Sinai doesn't need to be captain this year, right? Let's take that pressure off of her. Kara agreed, and first practice. I mean, I think it was the end of the first practice where we kind of went, oh, she's the leader. She is the leader.
Okay.
And I mean, she's the captain.
She's captain.
She's the captain of the team. She just has that as well as her physical skills, that natural leadership ability. Like Pele said, she outworks everybody. She's the role model. The other one is she's a young girl. And so she's doing a defensive drill last year, and she is just moving her feet and flipping her hips, just right, left, when she really needs to be cutting off the defender and not flipping her hips, right? So I'm like, Sinai, stop. Okay, look, you need to slide this way and slide this way instead of opening the gate, right, letting them by. But the thing is like she can flip her hips so fast. Like I told Kara, I was like, I have never seen anybody move like that. That is amazing.
I'm still getting there. What are you talking about?
Right. I'm trying to coach her to do it. She's doing it the wrong way and still beating everybody at it. Right.
Wow.
So just that her physical traits, skills, but also she's a 15-year-old girl. She's got a lot to learn. So.
Andy.
So I would say for her, the leadership is a big thing. She's the loudest when she gets off the court and gets subbed out, even though it may be 30 seconds to a minute. And
Absolutely.
instead of getting a drink of water or like really calming yourself
Catch your breath,
and catch your breath, she's getting up and chanting defense, you know, all those things because we understand as a program that energy is contagious.
Right.
And that we don't want to be energy vampires and suck away from each other, because we know that words are encouragement that can get us through those waves, right, in a game, because basketball is all about, you know, the runs, right, up and downs.
Right.
And she understands the energy, and she can just ride it and surf it all the way, whether she's on the bench or on the court. And like the critique with her is like, she's so unselfish. Like, be a dog. You are the best player on the court.
Like,
why are you like one-on-one? Take it to the rim, right? Okay, maybe two on one. You know, maybe but no, still take it to the rim. Like, you're so much better. And I think those were the maturation points. Was just like, yeah, you want to be the dog, we're going to put you in positions to be the dog. Not because we don't want you to like alienate your friends, but like because we know that you're going to put us over the top. And she like saw that as like, okay, yeah, that's how I do that. And then the other thing too is like the neat thing that we have at Steward is like, we're JK all the way to 12. And so when she walks through the colonnade, like I have my little third graders are just looking up to her, and they want to be the next Lady Spartans because of girls like her and the community service that we do. Like, we were fortunate enough to have put together a trip to the state semifinals and bring the entire third grade to be our cheerleading section.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
full
while she's doing warm-ups, she took the time to come over and dab them all up, right? And so
Different.
and then so she's just different. And then all those kids all the time are asking me, how's Sinai doing? Well, you know what? And so they're following the program because of a connection like that. And so we already got the pipeline in-house because those girls understand, they see somebody that is so honest, so humble, and they're like, hey, I want to be like her. And that's what's the great thing about the Steward School.
See, that's what I'm saying. So those are things that people we don't talk about because private school, you know, don't get that much traffic, you know, unless you have a big time talent. And even still with Sinai, you know, a lot of people still won't come in. It was the Henrico tournament. That's where I saw. And then I saw for the Coach Tweedy Richardson at the
Athletes for a While.
Athlete, there you go. And I saw y'all play against Bird. And I was saying the same thing, the takeover thing. Because the young lady did a good job on her defensively. And I was like, take over.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and she did adjust because that young lady was playing her like, she's like,
fantastic.
okay, and she started touching us, like, go there, shoot that jumper. And she did, and I was just like, wow. So I know what you're saying, where it's like, she's 15. Well, she's 14
She's
then.
14 then, yeah.
But you looking at her, I'm like, this girl got to be a junior in high school.
And she don't think like
Well,
that.
when Coach looks away, she's still dancing and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah,
And we just got to
that's what I
remind that, like,
remember.
we're still teenage girls.
Right.
Yeah.
But we join in that, too. I mean, we have lots
No,
of fun
you
in
have
practice.
to, you know.
Yeah. You got to lean into it.
We had some college coaches at a workout a week ago or whatever, and they were like, "Man, look at all the parents coming in. Like, are they it's just because we're here. Like, what's going on? Like, our girls can't drive home.
Only like 3 of them. Like 3 of them. Like, they all need a ride home. Like,
Yeah, we got like 3 girls that
I
can
got 3 that
drive.
drive. They're all babies.
Everybody have team needs a ride home.
Man.
We're young.
And that's when I remember where we are.
We're young, but we're not freshmen this year.
We're not.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
we're
sophomores.
yeah, mostly sophomores. So we're getting there.
And I was retweeting that stuff too. I was like, wow, they had this birthday, had this in there this year, you know. So with the goals this year, I know the goal is always. I asked them the same thing with winning the state championship, but I think this year it's going to be I think the expectations are a little bit higher. You know where I'm ready to go with this, right? You know, y'all. You know, I'm going to stir the pot. Now we talked about Glen Allen, and I talk about they playing the tournament and everything like this, but y'all got a certain transfer this year that should help some things out.
Yeah. Ava Johnson.
Miss Ava Johnson.
Yes.
Let's talk about Ava.
Ava's awesome. Such
Ava.
a kid.
Yeah, give us to us.
Man, Ava's so sweet. The first thing you notice about her is her big smile. She's
Yep.
just going to give you a big old beaming smile no matter what's going on.
All the time.
Which I love about her. And I'm super excited she's with us. I think, for her coming to Steward, much smaller environment,
Right.
is going to be really good for her. Academically, socially, all of the above. But for us, it's a huge boost basketball-wise.
Yeah, because I was surprised she left that.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Glen Allen,
Yeah. Stacked.
you put her back over there,
Yeah.
we're talking about
Oh, yeah.
like top 2, top 3 teams for the state.
For sure.
You remove her, and no offense, Glen Allen, Coach Jay know what I mean by this, but
It's a different story.
it's a whole different story. And now
Yeah.
you're moving her over here, and it's
Yeah.
like, that ain't fair.
No.
It is.
I mean, I tell you, she, I think it's gonna be so good for her because we're pushing her in ways that she really hasn't had to be pushed.
Yeah, thank you. I was
And I don't mean that in a bad way. She's just so naturally gifted and talented as well.
Right.
And she puts in the work too. I'm not saying that, but now she's in an environment where she's gonna be really, really pushed.
Right, y'all have to, right.
The bar's just
I
raised.
thought so too. I thought she wasn't.
Yeah, so I think for her, I mean, I think she's already, seeing like, oh man, they're in the weight room preseason 5 days a week, like, and nobody misses. Like, what do you mean nobody misses? Like,
Right.
oh, okay, so I got to be there, right? Like, yeah, you're there every day. She's in it now, and I think it's gonna be so good for her because there's no real place for her to hide. Not that she was trying to hide, but
Right.
like,
That's that
it's the
small
pressure.
community.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
accountability.
Yeah,
Right.
You
right.
can't hide.
Right, it is because you thinking about she's playing with Sydney Worship and
Yeah.
Lindsay Shoulders
Yeah.
and CC McGinley, and
Yeah.
it's like I was like, man, this team is going to be a problem for the
Yeah.
next 3 years, and then
Nope.
you see the band break up. It's like In Vogue, you see In Vogue there. Next thing you know, now they going independent, and I'm like, TLC broke up. I'm like, man,
know.
what in the world is y'all doing?
I
This free
know.
agency went to the girls' side
Tell
now,
you.
and I'm just like. What in the world? So I want y'all to tell me more. Going to the assistant coaches, what do y'all see from Ava so far that is going to help Stewart go from here to here? Because now I'm like, she played for Boo, and team loaded, and now it's like, now y'all know. Hey, I want to be in this tournament. It ain't even no question now, right?
Yeah.
She's got good IQ. She can
Very
shoot.
high IQ.
Yeah, she can shoot and she's got good IQ. I just thought she was just a skilled player, but if somebody's open for a split second, she'll find them.
Right.
She'll pick and pop.
Very
She'll shoot an open shot.
Right.
So she's a basketball player.
Now, what I would like to see her more is in the post.
Yep.
Because she has the size, and I thought there was a lot of matchups that she could have took advantage of that she didn't.
Thanks for
And
the
I-
piece of information.
and I mean, you watch the tape, and now I feel as though that I think she took us. To me, I feel like she took a step back last year, and I don't know the reasons why. And I'm not trying to put it on the coaches there because we do have coaches that do call me and they say, "Well, I don't like what you said." I'm not trying to just try to
you see-
I'm just
you can
being
see
honest
it,
with what
yeah.
I see, and I just felt like if you Ava's 6'1", right, or she's
She
somewhere
might be
6 feet,
6'2", man.
right,
She's
and if you got a play that's 5'5" on you and
Right.
throw her the damn ball. And Ava just turn around and put it up there. And Ava will get the ball and throw it back. Lord, child. It's just like, what is going on here? Like, that's why I say I'm too excited. So that's why I'm just like, for me, so I feel like now with her playing with you guys, and she can step out there and shoot the rock. Like, we thought that Sanaa was going to be something now. Like, what?
I think with Ava, her IQ is so high.
Right,
Her
very
awareness,
high IQ.
It knows, she's very aware too.
Right.
I think she knows like that missing piece of her game or something she needs to improve on is getting down low.
Right.
So we've been working with her.
Right, you
big
have to take
time.
advantage of the matchup.
Yeah, because we're like, look, we know you can go out and shoot. We know you can hit anybody off the
She's
pass,
comfortable
right?
out there at the top of the
Yeah.
key. She's very comfortable.
And that's already
inside.
right.
what can you
right.
do down here?
Right.
And once you get that piece down, man, you're a 3-level scorer. Easy.
Right.
And that's what you're going to need to be at the next level. So
Right.
for her, I think she really has bought into it and is working on it. And I'll say the other thing I love about Ava is, as far as communication on the floor, that kid talks the whole time.
Okay.
Talks the whole
That's
time.
huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, and it's huge for us defensively, especially. She prides herself on that, and she does a great job with that.
Coach, we don't hear.
Yeah, I love that high post passing that she does.
Yes.
So,
Oh my God. Yeah.
She sees it so well. So I agree. It'll help us and it'll help her a lot to get down there and get more comfortable down on the block.
Right.
But she catches that ball at the top of the key and the good things happen. Yeah, I agree with you. So it's time to complete it and get down.
Get down.
Take it down to the block too.
I think she's one of the missing pieces that we need to go to the next level. I think what we were missing last year was just depth.
Right.
And depth down low. And when Sanaa got in foul trouble, what else do we do?
What do you do?
And so I think that really helps us getting on the boards. And then, like, let's add that outlet pass to her game, And I think it's there. And like you said, 3-level scorer. I think it's the depth is what I'm super excited about. It's like,
Right.
woo, we got another one in the chamber that we can put. Bang, let's
Right.
go.
And we got a team that's sitting over here, and I'm sitting up here like, y'all had Trinity Jones, and I'm sitting up here like, man, they would love to have the size, y'all
Absolutely.
got, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
So again, I know she's looking over here.
I know she is. She's mad at me.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like now you get Ava, now you got you got
everybody.
We
Come
got
on
Brooklyn
now.
Kavanaugh who came
We're
in.
working with
She's
them.
6'1".
Yeah.
Big post, physical down low as well. She's a sophomore this year. Expecting big things out of her, but that's another piece in the post. that we're missing
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah.
That now, her and Ava can be interchangeable out there as well, which is helpful. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and and I don't know if I should say this, but I'm kind of saying it anyway. I'm kind of controversial. Y'all almost had Sydney Worship.
We did. We did.
Make it
I know.
happen.
I should have made it at the cat
Do
off
it
the
now.
bag.
Open it up.
Yeah,
get
they
it
were
now.
considering a move. They were considering a move.
Yeah.
But I love Sydney. She played AAU for Les and I, like Les said earlier, and adore the kid and all she does. Really strong student as well. And wherever she goes in basketball, she's gonna be fantastic at it. But she would have been a nice piece too.
So talk about some of these other players that you got that I'm not too familiar with, because we can talk about those players all day. Kind of give us a little bit what you expect from them and what type of players they are. That we all don't know. Some more people may know than I do, but kind of help me out here.
Well, Haley Harris, she's coming in this year as well. She played at Hanover last year.
That's
junior
right.
this year.
Yep, I heard about her.
Was she all region last year, Leslie? All state? Haley?
She was all region.
All region? She can go.
High ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we was talking about me and Coach Sheen was talking about her. I said they got her too.
Yeah.
And she's another one,
She's
great
smooth.
kid. Very smooth. Great word for her. Just a great athlete and a hard worker. She's very quiet.
Right. Yeah, she's
So
quiet.
like you kind
Quiet.
of forget she's there and she does something. And you're like, man, where'd that come from? Like I didn't know that was in you. Like ceiling is so high.
She can
and
do
She is
everything.
working her tail off.
Yeah, yep.
And so I am super excited to see how that turns out for her this
Yeah,
year.
the depth that y'all have this year is just so different now. And I'm like, so me, that's the way y'all put the pressure on me about these in a second. Y'all ain't holding that trophy up this year, man. You know,
We still got to work. We got
They gotta
work. Right.
Gotta show up.
Here's the piece. I mean, I think a lot of it,
up.
and this is what I
I'm
told
just saying, man. I mean,
I told them the other day, you know, we met and we talked, and I was like, man, we've won 2 state titles with probably, and I don't mean this in any disrespect to any of the rest of our kids, but with like half the talent that we have in this room.
Exactly.
Right?
That's
We won
what
2
I'm
without.
saying.
So the only thing that can tear us apart is ourselves.
As yourselves,
Right?
right?
So everybody has to buy in to the sacrifice, right? So we got, you know, kids coming in that were like starters, played every single minute of every single game. Well, you might not be doing that here.
Right.
We've got girls that have been
not.
starting and playing every single minute of every game. Well, that might not be your role
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
And is that going to tear us apart, or is that just going to make us stronger? And I think that's really the piece that we're going to have to navigate. How do we all gel? How do we mesh? Are we willing to sacrifice that for the greater good to win it all? It's really what it's going to come down to for us.
So what are the teams that is going to challenge you guys this year that you got to expect that from?
In Division II?
Yeah, Division
II. Virginia Academy for sure. I mean, they're strong year in and year out. They are tough, and they're the reigning state champions from last season. And Coach Walt, he does a great job up there, and so I know they will be right back in there again this year. And then Miller School of Albemarle. They graduated a lot last year, but
thank God.
once again, Coach Braxton said, thank God. I know, man, they're tough. They're tough. But Coach Braxton, he's phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, he's probably got 8 state championships. I'm
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
slighting you. It might be 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
run
we
the
don't
Bruce
want
for a
slight
while.
anybody,
I don't
but
want to slight him. He's tremendous up there. So they're going to be another one that's tough. Norfolk Christian, which they are also in our conference. So we'll play them anyways this year. But, you know, they've got big 6'8", Abuna Raup. They got Justice
Big
Brown.
Bona.
Yeah.
She's improving.
She is improving.
Definitely improving.
She is so impressive. And then they got Justice Brown Jones.
That's my girl there. I love her. I saw her this year, the Elite 50-50. Ooh,
She's something else.
she's going to be a problem.
She is. She's already a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From last year.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm
You
like,
got
wait a
something for her?
minute.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that Angel Reese? I'm
I'm
like,
telling you.
I was like, wait a minute. You got Angel Reese in Virginia? Like,
Yeah, she's something else.
hilarious.
And you know, and they've
but
picked
she
up.
can handle the ball. and she
Yes,
can
for
shoot.
her size.
Right.
Strong too,
Yeah.
and just a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those guys are really, I think, like the heavy hitters for us. We're gonna have to get through this year.
Who's on your schedule this year that you know that we should?
Crazy schedule.
I mean, I know y'all.
Yeah.
Speaking of them, but I'm talking about maybe some of the out of conference people that we may not know about. I mean, do y'all? But y'all, have y'all? Let me ask you, are y'all going to play Paul VI at any
Yes,
point?
we play them December 1st, the night before the December 2nd game. So that's my worry too, man. I hope we can go back to back
Oh, yeah?
against 2 heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, where that game at?
That's what we
At
do.
Paul
Up
VI,
there.
That's
8,
what we
8
do.
p.m. Our tournament memorial. Super excited about that one.
What
We're
day
doing
that on?
things, man.
December 1. December 1.
Yeah.
So we're
Come on,
going to
man,
head
mark
up there.
that. Yo.
We're going to give them our best shot.
We can come back
But the
with a
best thing
win.
about being able to play a team like Paul VI,
Who
they're
won
so
like
dominant.
50? Right, exactly.
And they're so well coached.
Right.
So disciplined.
No matter who type of talent that they have on the other side, they
Correct.
just know how to win.
Correct. And so I think just for our kids to be able to go up there and battle and compete against a team of that magnitude will tell us a lot about who we are, win or lose, you know, and how we compete and how we hang in at that level.
But hey, we got the best bus drivers in the state.
We got
And
the
so
best bus
Rod and
drivers in the
Randall,
state.
shout out to Rod and
Rod and
Randall. They
Randall,
will get us
my
up there,
guys.
back in time to.
Ways.
Yes, they know Rod and Randall.
Let me tell you something.
We got to get them on a podcast, actually.
We
The
got to do
stories
that.
they have.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They got some.
Yeah.
Hey, we want everybody to come on over to ball to the VA. Look, cause I look.
We got to come back.
Look, they were bus drivers for Pat Summit at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Drove the
pallbearers
bus
for her funeral.
into what's the
I don't
stadium?
even know what their stadium is.
Drove the after the national championship. Drove the bus right into the onto the basketball
Been
court.
Are you
Crazy.
serious?
Yeah,
I would have
yeah,
lost it.
yeah.
They're the best. So we were really lucky.
Yeah, the
they're-
twins, the
and they're
twins and the twins.
And they're twins.
So this.
They're my boys. They're my
They
boys.
actually coach from the sideline
And
too,
they do.
in the stands.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
take care
Yeah.
of
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I could, so maybe I could.
You'll definitely meet
Practice,
them.
man.
You'll definitely meet them.
Maybe December 2nd, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
they'll be
yes.
there.
Oh, they'll be
Oh,
there.
December 2nd.
I know they're gonna be there.
Yeah, December 2nd, right, Sean?
Mark your
December
calendar.
2nd.
Uh-huh.
That's a big date.
Big
See,
date.
so y'all really gonna do this?
We're gonna hold you off. Yeah.
See, December 1st. That's a good to see.
Right? Yeah, you can see.
See,
us-
my son lives in Manassas now. He go to
Alright.
George Mason for grad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a place to stay.
That's
you know.
true.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I'm from Maryland, so
and he lives like 20 minutes away from Paula Six. Because it was crazy because I was 2 Sundays ago, I was up at Freedom High School interviewing the football team.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to bring me this poster of Kobe Bryant. So I said, man, come on over to Freedom High School right beside the Wegmans. Well, I thought he just knew exactly what I was talking about. So what he did, he go to Waze and put in Freedom. Well, there's 2 Freedoms. Right. South Riding and there's Woodbridge. He goes to South Riding.
Oh, no.
Which is 45 minutes away.
Right.
So on the way, he tells me, he said, Dad, this thing is, I said, where are you? Because I'm sitting out here in the parking lot waiting for you to come. He said, I just seen Paula Six, to do Paula Six. And I'm like, man, where the hell are you at? So he told me all this land he saw. He said it was traffic. I said, okay. So I'm like, Paula Six is way out here. So now I was like, okay, you know what? So it's 20 minutes away from here. So now I got
you got a place to stay.
I got a place to stay.
You got to check us out because we haven't even talked about our 3-point shooters yet.
Yeah.
You haven't heard about Lily and Ella Grace and Tori shooting
Well, that's
three.
what I want y'all to talk about. I said,
Yeah.
So okay, look,
God, I got
because
to circle all the way back.
We got more for you to see.
The one thing I don't want is when I walk into that gym in Stewart,
Exactly.
I don't want the girls to be coming up to me and say, well, you ain't talking about me. Look,
right.
Because, again, I have coaches. I have parents.
Yeah.
We just shout all of them out now.
Yeah,
please.
I tell you.
Go ahead. Tell me some more. I need to know this. We got,
Lil T, I touched on her earlier. She was a 6th grader on that JV team. Our starting point guard is a 6th grader. She's now a senior. Today, she read me her college essay. She was so proud of herself, and I was so proud of her because I was like, man, I remember when you were like brace-faced and this big. But she bust her tail, and she doesn't get the credit she deserves. She's small, and so people... I think they underestimate her in a lot of ways.
She might have, 8th grade, she might have been a key part in us beating Trinity
in
a game, right? She was this tall.
On Hamzi.
And shutting down the point guard for Trinity.
Base guarded her.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
Nothing but a little 8th grader then.
because you had a real small team. I was like,
Sharice was our biggest player, but like Sharice could have been a point guard.
Sharice went out that game.
Girls
Sharice went out injured that game.
She did.
And we said, hey, little Tori, you gotta pick it up. Yeah.
No, but you did, because you spoke highly about her. I remember me and you was talking over the summer, and you was like, no, man, I got Tori, man. And you spoke, very highly of her. And like I said, I didn't know too much about her. But.
Yeah, and you got little Lily Thoman. And Lily Thoman, she's got an Army offer. She played Adidas 3SSB on circuit this summer. Okay. True, like when you define a true point guard, like that's Lily. Like she's so pass first that we were like ripping our hair out last year.
You
I was like, please shoot, because
she might not even shoot.
She can shoot and she can score, but she sees the floor so daggone well. She's so gifted. And then Ella Grace Saunders, that girl can fill it up. She can fill it up, and she's got the quickest release. And sometimes I'm like, man, no, don't take that shot. It's like douche, douche, and I'm like, well, just let her shoot. Just let her shoot.
Wow.
But she's a kid that
physical.
all of Lily and Ella Grace are sophomores. Yeah, that's what I told you when we said everybody. We said that everybody needed a ride home from
drive. We need to be here every year.
They do. So we got a good little group.
So you can do without Sanaa.
Oh yeah, and Savannah. Chill out. And then we've got a freshman this year who came in, Savannah Martin.
Yeah.
And she can shoot it too. And but the best thing about Savannah is she's just like a dog. Like she's a competitor. And you ask her to just get in there and do the dirty work, she will. You catch her open though, she's gonna knock it down, she's gonna make you pay for it, but she's not afraid to take your elbow to your chin and get to the rim either. So
hungry.
Super excited to see how her freshman season goes.
Yeah, we're like 8 deep.
That's what I would ask you.
Solid 8.
Solid 8.
And they're all there in the morning. Sometimes we do 6:30s. 6:30 a.m.s. I'm like, oh shoot, 2 or 3 girls. There's like 8 girls ready to go.
Ready to go.
See, that's when you know that you won't have, a lot of people can't talk about when you have championship caliber teams. And the reason why I spoke highly of it, because again, I went through that. And my son's senior year, they went everywhere together. They was like early morning practice. I said, man, Dad, we got to be at school at 6 o'clock.
Snacks.
So, it was like, right, exactly. So you got all that stuff. So then it's like, because when you when you see it at practice at that early in the morning, and I was like, and I said, man, I said, son, you know, because this was going to be a year he's going to average 15 to 20 points.
Yeah.
But then we went over Jason Wade.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, the chemistry on the court is just it is like, you know what? I ain't worrying about it. It's like whatever. And it's like, you know, you don't want to miss any games. You see how everybody's like, you know, just giving up certain things. It's like, you know, I could average this, I could average this.
Yeah.
But they playing together and things like that you just can't teach.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said for me that I think that you guys got something for like the next 2-3 years.
Yeah. And,
Like-
and I say it starts, you know, with Sinai, right? Because your best player, she sets a tone. And you got a kid who, yeah, he's got to chill.
I ain't getting this
I tell you, she's a kid that, you know, she has 30 plus points and she's got a wide open layup and she'll jump stop at the block and wait for somebody else to come through. There's nobody guarding her and she'll dish it off because she don't care what her points are, but she knows somebody else needs that, right? She ain't worried about that stuff. Winning and her teammates come first. And when you have a player of that caliber, that is that selfless,
it's transferable. It's everybody's like.
She makes our job easy.
Y'all don't need another coach.
Oh, come on, man.
And all the big schools.
I might come out of retirement.
I thought he said he was done. I thought
No,
he
y'all
said he
can have
was
that
done.
headache. No, y'all can have that headache. I like it good right here, doing what I do. I sit in the stands and I can do that.
Enjoy it.
Like I say with both of y'all coaching staffs, it's crazy because I was just like the time that y'all put in, and I want to say this to the parents, and even to some of the fans. I think that what y'all need to do, and I know everybody can't, you know, clap and give an ovation, but the time that these coaches, head coaches and assistant coaches take time, game planning and spending time with your kid, you guys should spend more time with other people's kids instead of your own. And I just don't think the sacrifice, and I don't think y'all get enough credit for that. It's like you get, and this is what I was telling one of the Maury coaches when I interviewed. And I said to him, and I said, don't you guys get, and all of you guys can speak to this, I know you guys get very sensitive when you hear somebody say something about your program or one of your players that you know daggone you don't know nothing about. You get very sensitive to that because it's like we spending time here. We know exactly how much time that we put in. We know what we're doing over here. So don't tell us, you know, be critical. You understand that a person like myself, we're not trying to be critical. Right. But it's these casual fans that don't know nothing and saying stuff about your program that you know that's not true. You know, so it's like I get offended by that. Yeah. So, you know, I know you guys probably do that too. So I just want to give you guys kudos and give you guys much props to that because you guys don't get enough credit for that. Because when you guys go home, you get tired, you guys got jobs and all that stuff like that. And then you hear somebody say, well, when y'all ain't win the district championship or the state championship, don't that kind of make you mad?
Yeah. You know, I think that's human nature, right? I think everybody's kind of guilty of that sometimes. And it's like, you know, just you got to sit back. And one of my favorite quotes is, don't take advice from, what was my quote? I don't even know. Don't take advice from people you wouldn't ask advice from or something like that. I got to remind myself of that all the time because I think a lot of people got a lot of opinions.
Yeah, we don't do this for them.
Exactly.
We do, you know, and I think, like I said, I just give you, like I said, I got so many different stories, but I had a couple players on here last year. We talked about it today, but I'm not going to say who they were because I don't want to put the coach out there because the coach is very sensitive, and if she sees this, and I'm going to be very clear when I look into this mirror, into this camera, it's nothing personal. So if you think that I'm talking about you, you know, I am, but if you figure it out, it is what it is. But I'm going to say what I say because it's my damn show. And I'm going to say what the hell I'm going to say. The problem that I have is that, you know, when you're trying to critique, like, let me just go out flat out what I said. This team had a 14-point lead in the playoffs last year, had one of the most talented teams in the playoffs. And I felt like they should have won the state championship, but they didn't. And when the players came on, I asked the players, and Leslie, you can answer to this too because you're head coach. I asked the question. I said, "Hey, what happened? I didn't see the game. Was it the players that y'all didn't play well? Was it the other team, or was it the coaching?" Because all of that could play a part of that. You know I got a phone call about that the next day after that podcast aired, right? Do you find that offensive for me asking that question as somebody who did not see the game? And I'm just asking I think it's a generalization. Now, if you disagree, I can understand. But I just want to get from, as coaches, starting with the two head coaches first, and tell me if I'm right or wrong.
No, I mean, I think it's easy,
It's fair criticism.
It's fair criticism. And I think, it's easy to take that sensitively just because you always are hearing stuff,
Right.
So it's easy to have that fast twitch, but, people just want to know. And I mean, I think as coaches, every single one of us has made a lot of mistakes.
Right.
And just as, the players make turnovers, we're screwing stuff up too.
Right.
That's what I tell my girls all the time. I'll be the first one to admit when I've done something stupid because I'm not coaching a perfect game, right? You're not playing a perfect game. So that's just the way that it goes sometimes. So yeah, I think you just gotta kind of let stuff roll off your shoulders sometimes.
Leslie, do you feel? I mean, would you take offense to that if that was a question that was asked you? I mean, stuff like that. Reporters ask that all the time. I don't feel like I'm a reporter, but that's just, to me, I thought it was a fair question because I didn't see the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Part of the job is people are never going to agree with you. Whether that's your
Right.
kids sometimes
Right.
too. Like sometimes, I like Kara just said, I make mistakes. I know that. We tell them that, and I'm aware. They're going to disagree with some of the decisions I make.
Right.
I don't care if they disagree with the decisions that I make.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's coming from, I have confidence in the reason why that we're making the decisions that we make. So leadership's hard. It can be lonely. I don't really care what anybody has to say.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be calling nobody, no reporters.
No.
What you want to say?
You just gotta let it go.
Yeah, I try to be respectful. I didn't say anything wrong, but I got that phone call, and I remember I was at the Main Street, down on Main Street that Saturday morning, and I was like, "What the
heck is going on?
Maybe I wouldn't want to use some four-letter cuss word, but yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, and then the parent, and so what I try to explain to these coaches is, I don't. Of course, I'm gonna have Sanaa Green here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And what I try to make people understand is I don't go after no damn body, okay? This BallinVA, we're the best goddamn podcast around. I don't even have to say it. It is what it is. This speaks for itself, right? Because if I weren't good, y'all wouldn't be here. So what I'm saying is I don't go after these young players. I invite the coaches and the assistant coaches on my section because I want to get it from their perspective. If I do have a player such as Sanaa Green, I want the parent or the coaches present. Did I not ask you to be present? Did I do that right?
Yep.
We want to make that clear for the haters and for the people who think otherwise, because they do that. And I don't want to turn it into a little controversial session, but I'm feeling some type of way. I got, what I'm saying? I for real, I got triggered here.
It's okay. It's okay. We all there. We all there.
Yeah, but I want you to understand this because especially when it's the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it make him feel like that I'm attacking someone. I'm just like, no, it's my duty to ask the question because we want to know why. Maybe if you did a better damn job, you wouldn't have to be worried about calling me and asking me about what the hell or why I'm doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And no offense. I'm just saying I just gave credit. I don't want to say like I'm being contradictive, but I'm just saying, just for real, if you did what you were supposed to do, then me and you've been having a conversation, and the coach was invited here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they declined.
Yeah. I'll be here Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Let the record show.
I'll be here
We're
Wednesday.
not gonna leave that calm on here.
No, I'm just saying because sometimes we get it, but what I try to do is get flowers on this show, and that's what I try to do. It's not to try to use it as a springboard to kind of beat up the coach or the player stuff like
appreciate that.
I don't want to do that, and I just kind of felt, I got a little triggered just now, so I'm sorry that kind of came out. That's that mental health thing.
Yeah, no, keep working on it.
We all there.
I'm gonna
We all
use
there.
that.
Yeah.
I'm a little off.
We're here
I
now.
get it.
Talk.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for understanding. I'm not trying to do that, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this thing up, but no, I just want to just get y'all out here. So what is the thing I want to know now is y'all holding that trophy up or not?
I sure hope so. That's a plan.
I put you on the spot.
That's a plan.
I put on the spot.
That's a plan.
Young ladies from Steward, if y'all hear me, hey.
They already know.
Expectation is championship or bust.
That's it.
If y'all don't get that championship,
I'm gonna have to listen to him. Hey,
Because I
wear me
got a phone
out.
number.
Yeah, we don't want to be called out on your podcast.
Yeah.
We got motivation. We don't want to be called out on your podcast.
You don't want to be called on the podcast.
So y'all don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty.
Because the other narrative is that I only have people over here that win championships, and that is not the case, okay? Monica's sitting over there, and like I said, so I'm like, but you know how people always do.
I know. Everybody got something.
They got something to say. I guess
me,
if
I
I
know.
wasn't, popping, I guess they wouldn't be talking about it, right?
That's exactly
So I
right.
guess
No,
I
that's
just
exactly
popping.
right. No, you're doing great.
Doing the good things, covering this stuff. The girls, Sanai, you got Kara and them in here. This is perfect.
Well, again, I want to thank y'all, and I just, like I said, I wish y'all nothing but the best this year.
Thank you.
December 2nd, I'm still.
You
We're gonna call me. I'm getting your number after the podcast.
Okay, we go do that.
Hey,
right?
Les said she's throwing a free cheeseburger for lunch, man. I don't know. That might be enough to skew.
Yeah.
Oh!
You got a favorite soda?
Sweeten the
Actually,
pot.
you can't get him soda.
Can I get a drink?
Yeah, you get
Yeah, of course.
Get some chips.
a dessert.
Yeah, that part right there. Look, I want courtside. You know what I'm saying? With
VIP parking.
Look, with drinks say on
Got
Jimmy
a
Crooks.
rider.
Hey, with drinks say on Jimmy Crooks, I want courtside, not the middle row, all right?
Yeah, not the middle row. Nah, you get front row.
No, because I want the people that stay
And hospitality.
hell out the goddamn way, okay?
Get the hospitality room too with
There
the
you go.
snacks and the
Yeah,
drinks and stuff.
I want access to all of that. You know what I'm saying? I want all of that stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna wrap this up because, like I said, this is probably the longest podcast that I did. I think y'all broke the record by.
Hey.
Let's go.
Hey.
But I want to thank y'all seriously on a serious note because when I started this 3 years ago, I didn't think this was even possible. Especially when I called y'all that day and said, "Hey, Carol, Leslie, I'm not gonna be shooting the podcast." And to sit y'all think that I'm gonna be sitting here today, I thought we was gonna be doing it on Zoom.
Right.
And we was doing it on Zoom. We was on a chitlin circuit.
And we in a legit studio right
we're
now.
in a legit studio, and I want to thank Zach and Tim because Zach, this guy right here,
The man.
I'll wrap it up. He told me when I came in here in March, and Tiffany Bauer and I came here, and he said, well, look, y'all was on Zoom, y'all was kind of doing your thing, and it looked okay.
Yeah.
But he said, but I tell you what, I said, man, I'm having trouble getting guests though, man. I gotta call people. I was really calling people. I was going on my phone and was like,
What's coming?
if he was like, I don't know, I'll let you know. I was getting all that stuff. And then thanks to Verona, coming on here, they said, Zach said, I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. You roll with us, and I was their first client.
Yeah,
He said,
that's
you
awesome.
ain't got to worry about getting nobody else no more.
That's all.
He said, because they're going to be calling you.
Yup.
And I stood right there and looked. I said, all right.
Let me see there.
Hey, we ain't let you down since.
No, you haven't. Because I pretty much got everybody now. And I just want to thank everybody for making this possible because this is my passion. I just like talking about sports and just talking a lot of different things. But I never thought that I'd ever be in a room with coaches like of y'all caliber, man, because I've never been on that level. I've been an assistant coach for 4 years under Coach Atkins, but not to the point where I'm sitting there talking to you guys and you guys trusted me to just talk and act like that I know what I'm talking about, because sometimes I don't, stuff like that. But I just want to thank y'all. Thank y'all for so much for making this. And I hope this be one of the biggest views as far as I think I got a couple people that's kind of up there. I think
you got some heavy hitters. You got some heavy hitters on there.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah.
We're gonna be back heavy hitting too.
Hey, thanks for the assistant coach love too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Because it's true. They're the band.
That's right.
No, but look, I tell you what, y'all win that chip, y'all come on back here,
Hey, we
man.
coming
We're gonna
back.
talk about
All right.
it. Like I might have some beverages, because I tried to get up out of the studio, and the first thing people said, no, I want you to come to the studio. I said, why? Because you be having alcoholic beverages and stuff like this. So, but I knew I couldn't do that because we had the schools involved.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to
That's
do
right.
that.
Yeah.
So let me put that disclaimer out there. There's no alcoholic beverages going on here. So I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't want to do that. And then we didn't want the parents who told me that I shouldn't have beverages of any kind on the podcast.
Interesting.
Because Katie Couric don't have beverages on her podcast. That's what I was told.
Oh, that's why.
You know.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Katie Kirk's gonna be calling you tomorrow.
Yeah, she is.
Katie Kirk's gonna be calling you tomorrow.
Oh, no, they're gonna watch this one because it's another shot, but shots fired. But thank y'all again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all, Monacan. I appreciate y'all coming out, Monacan Maniacs Nation. Want you to come out here, Steward Nation. Thank y'all for much.
you.
Yeah.
And again, I need y'all to like, subscribe, all that stuff, man. We need it. That's how we keep these lights on in here. And I'm gonna try to figure out another ending, but I'm just gonna say we out, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching the episode again today, y'all. You know, go over, make sure that y'all check out my man, rickstockel.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.